Is the sheep preaching hate when he says, I'm not going to let the wolf eat me anymore? If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back. Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense. You know, somebody's knocking him over the head, stop him. Do whatever you have to do to stop him. You know, the ones that were knocking him over the head were afraid of the fact that he might swing back. So they said, no, he's teaching hate. He's violent.
Black skin, white mask. Already know that life gets hard. And they say that we're used to the harshness. If it wasn't for the pain, I'd laugh. Truth is, we knew about light before dark. Turned music to art and taught everyone to dance. There's still no chance. Freedom must be too much to ask. Bleeding from the ache in my heart. Sometimes I wish it was whites in the middle like France. No, I'm not racist, just jarred. Got hate before bush, not plants. They say we should leave it all in the past, but my brother's still dying on the end, so I can't. So if my attitude stinks, don't ask, cause a hashtag won't help you understand my stance. Fuck a melody, this is real rap if you ever see. Head hot, cause the system won't let me be. Tell me how I thrive in a place that don't cherish me. And they wonder why we all need therapy. Pre the energy, just another nigga to Penelope. And they don't get it how we bottom of the barrel and still drip sauce on the world, no recipe. Weight of the world on my shoulders, all the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers, but the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken, never gonna fall, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit, don't you know we all been chosen.
We are oppressed, we are exploited, we are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Forgive me if you don't understand. Sorry, I'm just misunderstood. Punished if I try to take a stand. Me, mom, my friends dying in the hood. And you can say that we're killing ourselves, but the truth is they're killing us still. How you saying Black Lives Matter, but never took a moment to help? Just a trend that you post for yourself. And yeah, it takes a toll on my health, cause I want wealth like everyone else. But it's 10 times harder to me. And they wonder why my brothers put food on a scale. Yeah, when I die, I'll see heaven, that's real. Cause we already living in hell. Wish I could share all the pain I felt. Oh well, I guess I won't speak till my scars do heal. I just wanna be black with a mill. Yeah, that's for every time I had no meals. Cause my mother couldn't keep up the bills. With a handful of kids, no home, just a cell. And I don't care if conscious don't sell. Knowledge brings height to what else. Went from sitting on thrones to a cell. Been blessed, man, it wasn't by chance we fell. Weight of the world on my shoulders, all the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers, but the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken, never gonna fall, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit, don't you know we all been chosen.
Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God made you?
Yes, blessed love, family. Blessed love, blessed love, blessed love. We are back. We are back. We are back for the new season of His Time Is Up, Afua Speaks Community Conversations. Oh my goodness. Flooding in, flooding in, flooding in. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. It's been an amazing break. Bless up to all the mods, all the team that works tirelessly in the background to bring things together. There's been a lot going on, I guess, over the summer in terms of us trying to build the paedophile hunting group that, you know, we all talked about and we knew that was coming. So we've been working on that in the summer. And we're officially actually putting out a tender, if you like. Is it a tender? No, it's not a tender. It's a call. It's a call to arms. There's lots and lots of people that DM me that DM me in the comments, from the comments and whatever, and say, look, we want to help. We want to volunteer our time. We want to help. And I've been saying to people, well, I don't really have anything for you to do at the moment. I have nowhere to place you. But we do now. We need admin. We need volunteer admin people that is going to be able to administrate what we need in terms of evidence when it comes to the paedophile hunting group. Because, you know, there's a process that takes place there and evidence has to be compiled. So we need people that's willing to do that. If you're interested, please DM me on @AfuaRose69, and I will definitely get back to you and we'll have a chat about how that can actually happen. All right. So, yeah, it's been a long one. I think the last time when we spoke was kind of end of May, wasn't it? Or sometime in June. I don't even remember. It was around that time. Oh, no, we might have spoken in July, I think briefly. When Sister Lorraine, or just before Sister Lorraine was buried. And I have an update about that. I'm going to start with that actually before we move into the main crust of what we're going to be talking about tonight. I'm going to talk about that because I believe that you know, all those who donated to Sister's burial deserve an update to know what, you know, how the story went. I've had so many messages saying, you know, has Sister been buried yet? What is going on? Oh, yes, please. Just me, Fifi, unique Fee. DM me on Instagram, okay? @AfuaRose69, not Afua.Rose69, not Afua Speaks. Afua Speaks is the backup page, but all the rest of it, if it's not Afua Rose, one word, 69, or Afua Speaks, one word, 69, then the rest of them is some troll pages, and you know how it goes. But yeah, DM me on Afua Rose, one word, 69 at the end. One word, okay, on Instagram, and then we'll pick that up. No problem. So yeah, Sister was buried, I think, on July the 10th. And I was quite loath to do this update because I realized that Sister's son, Lorraine's son, is still grieving for his mum. He must be. And, you know, so is her daughter, and so is the family. But we kind of have to talk, you know, about our experience of that situation because it wasn't fair. You know, the way that things played out and took place. And, you know, you guys decide, you guys contributed heavily. We raised £5,000, and I'm sure that there was his people or her people in there as well putting in. But I know that the main bulk of that fundraising effort was the His Time Is Up family, to make sure that that's, you know, that her children did not struggle in burying her. So when it came on, I'm going to do, you know, this is going to be very short. I'm not going to go into it too hard. Oh, I've just seen a message. Someone said I put 8 p.m. as the start. Really? I thought it was 9. But never mind. Anyway, I'm sure people will catch up through notifications or whatever. Did I? Did I put 8 p.m. in the descriptions, people? On this live? Did it say 8 p.m. as the start? Let me know, okay? Somebody look in the comment from the comments. So anyway, we obviously, you know, I did what I did. I set up the GoFundMe. I linked it to his bank account, and I stepped back. I'm going to tell the short version of the story. So after I'd done the last live, you know, this is what I did, basically. I'm not going to go too much into it. I think I'm going to go into it on a different live, maybe a members live. I'm not going to go into it here too much. Let's just do the short version. Yeah, 9 p.m. That's what I thought as well, Toya. Blessed Hurricane Toya. Let me see lots of love hearts and roses for Sister Toya in the live for the birth of her beautiful bouncing baby boy. Okay, I don't know if you've named him yet, sis, but he's literally days old, close to the ancestors. All right, wonderful. So yeah, we were expecting to go to the funeral. Of course, we wanted to represent at the funeral. There was some confusion as to when it was. Nobody really seemed to know. Eventually, when I caught up with young Bradley, it came out that, you know, it was on this particular day at a particular place. So we said, okay, we're going to take the team. Because if you remember rightly, Sister was about to join the team. You know, that was the plan. And we had lots and lots of talks around that. So I thought it would be fitting, obviously, for her team to go. You know, we at no point was going to advertise it or make it this social media jamboree where everybody can come to the funeral. That's not our place to do that. Not at all. So I said I'd be bringing the team, which of course would mean 5 people plus James, which would make 6 people. There was an issue taken with that in terms of the number. So I cut the number down to 3. And then there was an issue taken with that around it being 3 of the team. So it was cut down to, I think, 2 of the team and security. Then I was told no security, even though from my perspective, that's a problem. But I was willing to forfeit that for the sake of sister and for us to be able to represent at a funeral. And then I was told, actually, we want you to come alone. And if you don't come alone, then you're not welcome. And then I was told, and this was all in a very short space of time, it was kind of like, it almost felt to me as if brother was kind of saying one thing and then going away and maybe he's talking to somebody else and then coming back within a couple of hours and saying something else. And then it was like, well, actually, we don't really want you there at all. Nice. Okay, so, that was a real blow to us as a community, as a family, as a team, that we weren't able to see sister, being laid to rest like that. So that's the update, people. As I said, I'm going to do a whole different live on it in terms of the bigger story around it, and some of the kind of knock-on effects of that in terms of how we felt. Okay. Yes, Sister Shani. Yes. So that's it in terms of the updates. The group is coming on board. Sister's been laid to rest. Next week, we're going to be having on Sister Denise, who is the mother of the Milton Keynes babies. We've not heard from her yet. And so that's really, really important. And she's going to be coming on and telling her story. She's able to do that now without fear of anything. 1 second, people. Yeah, without fear of anything. So can't think of any more updates. If I do, I'll give them at the end. That is what I'll do. So let me just make one quick phone call. You know how it goes, people. For those of you that are new to the platform, I will give a preamble because I've seen a lot of stuff going on in the comments. We're going to be talking about Dylan Duffus. Yes, we are tonight. And there's been a whole blow up on Instagram, which we often see, don't we? His time is up, family. Put up a 1 if you're part of the community, and a 2 if you're new. Because I do feel like the new people to this platform need to understand why it is that we exist, what the journey has been about, and that we don't go around targeting individuals because they've got films coming out or we want to mash up their career. No, we don't do that. Yeah, we're about upliftment. Bless up for all the regulars. Yes, bless up to the family and the members. We don't do that for jokes. So give me 1 minute, people. I ain't got no music to play, but give me 1 second. Right. Right, people. So just as, I was hoping would not be the case. So basically, we were due to have a victim on today, okay? I'm not going to say her name at this point. I had a conversation with her up to about 20 minutes ago, and she is shook beyond belief. But she has given me permission to use the material that she sent to me. So we're going to talk to her first, and then we're going to have a couple of more guests who are actually backstage waiting to come on as well. That will be verifying quite a bit of what this sister has shared with me, basically. But basically, what it is that her case has now become a police case as of the last couple of days. She's been advised not to come on. She wants to come on, but she's been advised not to come on by the police, whatever police force she's dealing with. I nearly said it. So she's been advised not to come on. My advice was to come on at least to introduce yourself and then to come off, and we will introduce the rest. And that's don't think that's going to happen now because I can't get hold of her. We're used to that. We're used to people getting cold feet at the last minute, especially when you're dealing with nasty characters like the one that we're about to present. Terrible, terrible people that terrorize their communities in all ways and shapes and forms. And I'm not blaming this sister. We spoke long and hard, and there's no pressure on her to do whatever she wants to do. She's happy to come on and tell her story after the police proceedings are completed, and I get it. And there's nothing on her. You understand? We understand why people feel not able to come on, especially if there's a police case going on, and especially when we're dealing with the level of violence that these people are capable of. So let's carry on anyway. So we're talking about Dylan Duffus, right? Lots of conjecture. I would love some of the people in the comments to actually jump on once I put the link out a little bit later on, because there is a whole heap of people talking on this guy. Okay, some people will be coming on and some people want to remain anonymous, and with good reason, as I said. I don't think it's any kind of secret, so to speak, that this is a violent individual. I mean, he's kind of self-confessed violence, really. And as far as I know of him, he was in a movie called One Day some time ago. My children were watching it. The 35-year-old daughter and my 28-year-old son were watching it as teenagers or whatever they were at the time. And I just remember kind of passing the TV a few times, doing what I was doing around the house. And I just kind of double took on this thing and just remember how negative it was in my mind. I've been told that there's a message in it, but I didn't study it enough to see the message. I just saw lots of violence and people running around on a gang thing. So I didn't really like it. And apart from that, I don't know anything about this guy. I don't have any agenda. What he does is not my thing. It's not my genre of entertainment. I'm not knocking anybody that it is, but it's not mine. I'm 54 years old. It's not my thing. I wouldn't have had my head up watching this guy's progress or career or whatever it is. I wouldn't have had my head up viewing that to be able to have an agenda, I think is the point I'm trying to make, just to answer some of those concerns that are going on. And also the sister who I'm going to represent tonight and stand in the gap for, because that's what we do. We don't force, people come to us with stories, not the other way around. I'm not a roving reporter. I'm not an investigative journalist. People come to us with stories. We verify them. We dig as deep as we can to ensure that those stories are legitimate. We don't want any passa. We don't want false witness being bared against anybody. The testimony has to be real and it has to be significant. So we don't get ourselves involved in domestic violence, runaway cases. If we did, we'd be up to our eyeballs in it all day long, probably including our own experiences as Black women in these communities. You understand? We've all been through it, or for the most part, most of us have. So we don't really get involved with people's house business. We get involved when there is somebody who is perpetrating abuse in the community, whether that abuse is sexual, whether that abuse is physical. That's what we deal with. We deal with violence against women and girls. That's what people need to understand. His time is up. I don't know if you guys can see that. His time is up started because initially we were getting inundated with inquiries around historic sexual abuse in the communities, the dirty old Windrush uncles that had scarred a whole generation of people. Yeah, it started off with one guy in Brixton who we all know now, Vincent Rat. Okay. And that's how it started. So it was His Time Is Up. But since then, it's evolved. We have featured brothers on this channel that have come on and told their stories of the things that women have done against them. And we've featured her too. And if it has ever been found, which it never has, that one of the victims or survivors that approach us to tell their story has lied on somebody, those victims know in no uncertain terms, because I've said it time and time again, that if we find out that you've come through our checks and balances somehow through clever manipulation and you've lied to us and caused us to call out an innocent person, we will wipe the floor with you deeper than we would any perpetrator or paedophile on this platform. Let me make that clear. Okay, and that's the reason why we don't take one person's talk. We have to wait until we have one person, two people, three people. Sometimes I've got a whole inbox full of one people, and nobody else has ever come to me about it. So it doesn't get told, because one is not enough. There has to be more than one person approaching this platform about the same individual for me to start investigating. And I have to be able to prove that these people that have approached me, more than one, more than two, at least three, that these people do not know each other. And we have ways of checking that. That's how this platform works. It was born out of the need for the fact that 0.8% of rape and sexual abuse cases and domestic violence cases end up in a prosecution. 1% actually end up in a conviction. What kind of statistics are they? And then when you start to whittle that down on a microcosmic level, when you start breaking down those statistics and apply it to Black women now, and not just women in general, the statistics shrink even more. Then you have the black wall of silence that is put in the middle, where people don't talk. Nobody supports the victim. All we ever get is victim blaming. All we ever get is the perpetrator terrorizing the victims, intimidating the community so that nobody serves them up. It's got to stop. Whether it's in Birmingham, London, Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, it doesn't matter. In this community, our Windrush, second, third, fourth generation Windrush we're going into now, and we've got this crap happening in our community. Women feel too afraid to speak. Some men feel too afraid to speak. People are terrorized, and the community is run under mob rule and gang violence. And then we try to fight for racism. Really? We lick out when the police batter us down after we just kill off ourselves and batter our women. That is the state that our men have gotten into in this community. Yeah? When are we going to take control and do something about it? We need to weed them out. That is the rationale behind this campaign and this platform. We don't need views. Do I look like a teenager where I'm concerned with what people think about me or whether or not I'm getting attention? It's so stupid. And it's coming from children, as far as I'm concerned, because the big people on this thing, and it started with aunties, we know why we're here. So you youngers that are saying whatever you're saying on the page, that don't know how to communicate and have a civil conversation, whether or not we agree or disagree, shut up, sit back and listen. That's what you people need to do. Simple as that. All right? So we were approached by this sister, and it was in regard to, let me just tell this sister's story, because as I said, I've been approached by lots of different people. And since I put the post out, my God, this guy has no loyalty around him as far as I can see. His community is talking all right. No, they don't want to go on record. Lots of them have contacted me from, Instagram and places like that. And they're too shook because of the level of violence they know that these people are capable of. But we have intel. We have intel, and we have some intel that can actually be handed over to the police, which we're quite happy to do. Let me tell you all that are not used to this campaign, that are not used to me and is not used to this platform, we don't do the black wall of silence when it comes onto scumbags and wrong-uns in our community. We serve them up good and proper to the police. That's what we do, with no apology. Good and proper. That's what happens. All right? One in the comments from all the people that know how it goes around here. We don't do threats. The biggest, baddest man in London threatened us, along with his family and his crew and all the rest of it. And you know what we did? We took a march onto his streets and we shut him down. And that's how we do our thing. No more of this bullying that goes on in our community. No more. The women and the aunties have taken control, because a long time you people have been there mashing up our little community, eroding our culture and making us look like killers and thugs and gangsters and drug dealers before the world. Yes, you're at a disadvantage. Yes, the system has beaten you down. Yes, white supremacy has affected the way that you're able to progress. But you can't have those excuses anymore when that violence is turning inward on the very thing that you should be protecting as men in the community, which is the women. It can't happen anymore. And we've protected you enough. We stood with you side by side when we fought on the front lines for racism. We stood there as black women with our black men. You can't just come and beat and rob and rape us and do whatever you think it is to do, and have that racism become internalized in the community. And sisters, you need to fix up as well. Stop entertaining these men. Stop aiding and abetting them. Yeah? Because by all accounts, this individual has a string of baby mothers around him who are like some kind of sister wives or something in this polygamous thing going on, who defend him like Rottweilers. I mean, what's all that about? We'll get into that a little bit later on anyway. Yeah? I'm going to play some information. First of all, actually, I had a conversation with Dylan a couple of days ago now. And I gave him the right to reply, which is what we do. This is what we do. We're not just going to talk to, send out people's stuff and not give them the right to reply. Unfortunately for him, I think he says he didn't see my messages until after the post went out, but I did my best to contact him. But we could wait no longer, and he contacted me after the post had gone out. So, where's it gone? 1 second, people. Yeah, so I had a conversation with him. And that was recorded. So I'm going to play that for you guys. And then we're going to move forward, because let's hear what he has to say. He's obviously denying everything. And then you can hear what he's got to say when he says it in the tape to me. It's a full conversation with us. And then we'll look at the evidence. That's the way we're going to do it tonight. Okay, so kick back. This is Dylan Duffus's right to reply and a conversation between me and him. It's in 2 parts.
This is Dylan Duffus here. What's this now, my love?
Well, as it says, did you receive my message?
Listen to my unless I've been arrested or if there's a victim of this.
Did you get my message, Dylan?
I haven't read all of it because I'm driving, but I'm just saying, unless there's been a victim of this crime, what are you posting about?
I don't know if you've heard about. I don't know if you've heard about our
platform. To be an activist for the community. How can you try and assassinate my character? And there's no victim.
What we do is give you the right to reply, and then what happens is, can you let me finish? Are you gonna let me finish?
Because it's mad. I'm not arguing with you. Carry on. Tell me you're saying.
All right. So
you must be. Sorry. This is madness. I'm not. Stop. No, nobody don't speak. What? Do you see? This is illegal. You say I can like what? Am I meant to get my solicitors? What are we doing here?
Okay, what we're doing here.
No, listen to me. Stop
are you asking a question, or are you just talking at me?
I'm asking. No, let me ask you a question. Is you a victim of this crime? That's come forward to say that I've done this.
All right. So can I answer the questions?
I'm asking you a question. Is that as a victim come forward to say that I've done this to them? That's what I need to ask.
Yes, they have. Yes.
A victim is come and they're a victim of me.
Yes.
And that's you saying they're a victim of me.
More than one victim. More than one victim.
More than one victim.
We would never publish anything unless we've had at least 3 people.
So more than one victim's come to you. Listen to me. More than one victim's come to you.
I have answered the question, Dylan. I have answered the question. I said yes.
All right, then cool. So why have you said that a witness? Why have you said it's a witness that why have you put in your thing that's a witness?
Listen. What we've said, what I've said.
Why have you stayed?
Hold on, no. If you let me finish, you're just firing questions at me and not allowing me to answer, okay?
Yeah, carry on.
We contacted you because we wanted to give, of course, I can understand that. We contacted you because we wanted to give you the right to reply. That's only right and fair, okay? We have been contacted by several people who have
Several
alleged.
people.
If you look at the post, it says alleged, and it also
Several
says,
people have alleged that I've drugged them and beat them up.
and it also says,
Stop speaking, man. Stop speaking, man. Stop speaking.
Oh, wow.
Stop speaking, my love. Listen,
are we
speaking,
going to
man.
get
Don't do all
anywhere,
that, man.
or
I'm
are
on
we
the
actually
phone.
are we
I'm
going to listen to
I'm
each
on
other?
the phone, man.
Yeah.
Say that again, sorry.
I said it's better if we have a constructive conversation. So are you
Yeah,
denying
that's what I'm saying. I'm
that?
not trying to do all of this madness.
If you look at the post, Dylan,
the next couple of weeks and that, yeah.
if
I've
you
got 10 children,
if you
5
look,
babe mothers. Speak to them about it.
I'm happy to do that. I've asked people to
DM.
I've asked people to DM me, and I've also said that it is alleged in the post.
Yeah, you've always
That's
said
what
it's
I've
alleged,
done.
but how can you? What kind of? Are you
And I've
using me
also
for
said,
propaganda? Stop
and
speaking,
I've
so you're
also
using me-
said,
So you're using me for propaganda.
I'm not using you for anything. We have been going for
Say that
3.
again.
I said I'm not using you for anything. We've been going for 3
My love,
years
you know,
now.
This is a wild. This is what I'm just going to say.
All
this
right,
is
if you're going
wild,
to talk
that-
over me and not listen,
I-
then
I-
we
I-
have to end the
it's wild.
conversation. We do.
Say that again.
If you're going to speak over me and not listen, if you're going to speak over me and not listen, absolutely. I said if you are not going to listen to
I'm asking
me,
you, what's your reason of posting this on Instagram?
we
what's
run a
your agenda?
campaign called
What's
His
you
Time
trying
Is
to
Up
fame off
campaign,
me?
and we examine historic.
So I'm asking you a question. Are you trying to look fame off me because I'm the wrong player?
I don't need fame. I'm not I'm not an entertainer.
I'm not no Clark and these
I
guys
am
and
not
that, you know,
an
I'm the wrong
entertainer.
person to try and assassinate my character,
We
you know?
are. I'm not trying to
We are
assassinate
what?
your character. We
Yes, you
are
are. You
a
posted something on the
campaign.
thing and it's not, like you said, it's an allegation. You've got
Women
no form
come
of
to
proof and
us.
evidence.
Women
It's an
come to
allegation. You
us
say that
and tell their
you've
stories.
opened the floor for
We
Instagram.
represent
I'm sorry, let me
victims
speak
in the
up.
community
It's
of
really fast,
abuse,
my
and
love.
it's historic. That's what we do. That's our
Say that
campaign. Are you listening? Because
It's
you're
what?
asking me questions, but you're not actually letting me finish, and you're not
Yes, so
listening.
Speak.
I said that we are the His Time Is Up campaign. We have been running a campaign in the community, the black community, for 3.5 years. And women tell us.
I don't give a shit about your campaign anyway.
All right, well, you asked the question, Dylan.
I'm not to be truthful. You don't have to explain all of that to me. That's
but you just asked me the question. You asked me the question.
You're trying to abuse me in your campaign.
Did you? I am not. We only tell stories that are given to us.
You know, for your acid
We only tell stories. Well, good luck with that.
So please stop speaking. So please,
good luck with that.
Like I says in it, unless you've got proof and evidence.
We do have proof and evidence. We do have proof and evidence. We do have proof and evidence.
This is wild, my love.
We do have proof and evidence because we wouldn't post it otherwise. Anyway, we're not getting anywhere with this. I think this is a nonsensical comment. I said we do have proof and evidence, and that will be shown on Friday on the YouTube Live. That's the way we do it. Check out the campaign.
Okay, so what?
And you will realise that that's what we do.
It's
not personal to you.
So
it's not personal to you. This is what we do. This is the campaign.
So what proof and evidence have you got that I've done this to my love?
As I say, you can. As I say, on Friday, the way that we do it, you're speaking very quickly and you're not allowing me to answer the questions, Dylan. If you really want the information, you're going to have to allow me to answer the questions. Okay? We are a legitimate, bona fide campaign. All right, and women come to us. They approach us. We don't go looking for these stories. They come to us. That's what happens.
So you know I've got a film coming out in the next
and
couple weeks,
and also
and you know,
I really don't listen.
I'm just saying to it. So obviously, some hating us.
So the other thing that we do is we don't rely on hearsay. We don't rely on hearsay. We don't rely on hearsay. We do not rely on hearsay. The fact that we're on Instagram is to spread the message. We don't rely on hearsay. We look for evidence before we post anything. That's what happens.
Okay. And what tangible evidence have you got there, my love? That's
as I say, on Friday that will be presented, and there will be a victim/witness coming on to tell their story. That's what's happening on Friday. All right. I wanted to. So, are you denying those allegations? Obviously, that's what you're saying.
Hello? How much evidence have you got? Because I don't understand this. Say that again, so I can hear me.
Can you confirm that you are denying the allegations? That's what I need to know. This is a right to reply. It's not an argument.
I'm not having no conversation with you about anything. I'm asking you
what are you
trying to do to man? That's what I'm
confirming?
I'm a black person. I'm a black man with
Are you denying or are you confirming?
Listen to me. I'm a black man. Listen to me. I'm a black man with 10
black
children.
woman, brother. What are you doing? Are you denying or confirming?
There's 3 girls. They're about what kind of mad shit is this?
Are you denying or confirming the allegations? That's what I need to know.
I don't understand.
All right, I'm going to end the conversation because I'm gonna end the conversation because it's non-consensical. We are not having a conversation. You're speaking 100 miles an hour and we're speaking over each other and you're not allowing me to talk. You're not allowing me to speak. Every time you ask me a question, every time you ask me a question and I answer it, you go into one. So we're not having a conversation, are we?
Carry on.
As I said, you are not the only person who comes to the attention of our channel. That is what we do. We are activists with violence against women and girls. That's what happens in our campaign. We've been going for 3.5 years. If you check out the YouTube channel and you check out the Instagram page, you will see that that's what we do. Okay? It is not defamation of character because we don't post anything without solid evidence. And that evidence is usually advertised on the Instagram page. And then we have a full live where the evidence is presented on YouTube. And we always give alleged perpetrators the right to reply. That's what we do.
Multiple people have come through. I'm just asking a question. So multiple people have come
Absolutely.
through.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, if it wasn't multiple people, I wouldn't be going on the say-so of just one person. I would never do that.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I can't. If you're telling me that's what people have done, I'll have to take your word for it. I'm just saying it's wild. It's wild.
And can I just say, when you say about, trying to get fame, I don't even know you. I'm 54 years old. I don't know anything about you. It's not my genre. It's not my thing. All I do is I represent victims of abuse. That's what I do.
Cool. Let me put it like this. Then I've got a film coming out in the next couple of weeks. It's just a bit of a coincidence that all of a sudden, when did these people approach you? Sorry.
I was on a summer break. And I've had this information for some time, but I've been on a break. So now I'm back. That's why this story's coming through now.
So what I'm saying to you, how long ago was this information given to you?
It's a good few months, to be fair. We've been researching and trying to gather as much evidence as we can.
So you've been researching me for the last few months to gather evidence?
Well, my researchers have, my team have.
Multiple people. When you say multiple,
my
is
team.
That
Can I just make it really clear? My team have been researching you. That's what's been happening for the last few months.
Your team have been researching me for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
But how many people? So I'm saying to you, how many people roughly have done this to?
Dylan, I can't say that at the moment because some of those people, I would prefer that to be on Friday when we do what we do, and that's how we do it. Right now, I've contacted you because of a right to reply. Do you deny or confirm the allegations? That's what I need to know.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Well, if you're not having that conversation, then we need to end the conversation then, my brother.
You're phoning me like you're the police to have some conversation with me.
No, I'm not. I'm phoning you as somebody. I'm phoning you as an activist. I'm phoning you as...
And I'm saying to you,
okay, I hear that. And if you are able to prove that the allegations are not true, then do that.
I don't know what the allegations are. This is what I'm asking you. What are the allegations?
The allegations are, as they say on the page, the allegations is that you have in the past drugged women against their will, and you've also beaten women. That's the allegations.
I've also beaten women.
Yes.
So I've drugged them up and beat them up, basically. Sorry.
Not necessarily in the same breath. There are separate allegations for both allegations, whether it's drugging or domestic violence or beating up women. Those are the allegations that we've received. Do you deny or confirm them? That's all I need to know.
My love, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying. I just asked you a question. I don't even like how you asking me all of this. Are you the police, my love?
I'm not the police. I'm not the police. Listen, it's not about me being the police or not being the police. I'm just asking. I'm doing a job, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah, like it's not helpful all the shouting over each other, is it?
These are some allegations, yeah. That's mad that you posted it. I mean, that's just wild.
But in the public interest, I'm allowed to post that, Dylan. Dylan, in the public interest, I said in the public interest, I am allowed to post that.
I'm just saying to you, I don't know. I listen to. Why would you even put yourself in this situation? It's wild.
What do you mean myself in this situation? What do you mean?
Well, listen to me, my love. I'm not in control of what happens.
I'm very happy. No, I am my people. That's who I am.
Yeah, you're your people, but I'm just saying to you, this is the wildest thing. Like, I don't know who else you've done this with and what else you've done and that. This is madness.
Well, check it out. All right. So I'm assuming.
I'm just asking you a question. Do you think people are going to give people?
If I thought that these allegations were.
I just think it's in your best interest to take all that shit.
All right.
Down, yeah?
Okay.
And
well,
if there's a problem and that, make them go. Tell the police. Tell the people, the victims, to go to the police. If there's a problem, because you're not the police, innit?
Definitely.
All
not
right,
the police.
we're usually
Stop speaking, man. Stop shouting, man. Stop shouting.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, ain't that what should happen, or is what
At the moment,
what are you trying to get out of this? Is what I'm asking you.
we exist to expose abusers in the community, because actually, as a black community, we've had enough of the silence. That's what it is.
So you're calling me an abuser in the community.
At the moment, you're an alleged abuser, aren't you? At the moment, I'm an alleged abuser.
Stop talking, man. I'm on the phone.
Okay, listen, I'm going to go because I'm not really into this ratchet behaviour, whoever that is in the background, and I really need to go.
Listen to me, my love. I'm not in control of all this. I've got loads of people that love me out there. You know, you put your name in your face to something that is wild. I don't think it's safe for you to do that.
Oh, you don't think it's safe? Really?
I'm phoning you. Listen to me. I'm phoning you to say I'm on the strength of I don't want to, because I don't know what's going on here, and you're telling me that you're innocent in this. So this is and you're telling me there's other people involved, and you're just put it on your page. That is crazy, my love. I'm not. You know, like my people.
Have you heard of the His Time Is Up campaign, Dylan?
Listen to me, my love. Listen to me. I'm not involved in the streets or nothing like that.
It's not a street thing.
You know, people have contacted me about you.
It's not a street thing.
Your address, and I don't want this stuff. I don't want you to.
Okay, so you're talking about my address. Well, my address isn't known to anyone. My business address is known, by the way. I said my business address is a matter of public record. I said my business address is a matter of public record. Okay. So I'm taking that as a veiled threat. I'm taking that as a veiled threat, Dylan, and we don't take threats very kindly. Let me tell you that. I said I'm taking that as a veiled threat, what you're saying there. Well, it's a veiled threat. I'm taking it as a veiled threat. And I will tell you here and now, can I just finish? No, can I finish now? I will tell you here and now that we have had threats from bigger than you, Dylan, and we will not be deterred. That's what I'm saying. Are you listening? We have taken threats from bigger than you, and we will not be deterred. I said that you've said you can't guarantee my safety and that you've got people giving me my address. I am not having this conversation anymore. I will be going live on Friday. If you want to comment, you're welcome to do that. You're welcome to join the live, and I'm going to end this conversation now. Thank you.
Hello, this is Dylan Duffus here. What is this? What's this now, my love?
Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was on another call when I was... Yeah, I wasn't able to speak with that girl shouting in the background, Dylan. I'm really sorry.
There's somebody in the background before that was shouting. Sorry, I'm by myself now.
All right, can I answer some of your concerns, please? Yeah? All right. So I understand that you're going to be upset. I get that, okay? Because it's a shock. But can
I say something though?
Can I finish before you say something, please? So we are a bona fide campaign. This isn't some sort of Instagram sensation. I've been an activist for over 35 years in the community, mostly advocating for the rights of black brothers. You understand? But we've got an issue. So what started this campaign is that we had an issue in our community where girls were being beaten, raped, and all the rest of it. Okay, we all know what goes on in our community. We've never had a voice that advocates for that. Okay, so I started this based on the fact there was a character called Vincent Rat in Brixton that was terrorising the community. He's a nasty piece of work, very dangerous man. And it came to a point where we can't be intimidated anymore just because people are gangsters, you know? And I'm not directing that at you, by the way. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you how we started, okay? That led to a flood of every week my inbox being flooded with different stories. Now, I'm a psychotherapist. I work forensically. I work in the prison system. I work with the courts. And I've been doing this for 35 years. There is no way. I also have a son who's 28 years old. There's no way that I'm going to call out brothers and destroy their careers. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm only going to do that. Listen, I'm only going to do that when I see evidence that leads me to believe. You get me? Yeah. Okay.
I have got a charge for me and my baby mum fighting. That was years ago. Me and my baby mum were back together. You opened up old wounds. I have got a charge for I have got a... fight me and my baby mother together. You can speak to her yourself if you want. She was attacking me. I just defended myself. Obviously, that's how happy my baby mothers are. They're not no pushovers. I like lionesses, and sometimes shit happens. And obviously, we had an argument, and shit happened, and I had to go to jail for that. So for you, that happened in 2016. So if that's what you're alluding to, and you have that on my case, then that's the facts. But at the same time, in 2023, listen to me, my love. In 2023, listen. Let me finish speaking. Though, I'll let you speak.
I haven't said anything.
Let me finish speaking, though, my love. I come from the ghetto. You know how hard I've worked to get here.
I hear that.
And for you to put this and for you to be bringing up a charge that happened in 2016, yeah.
But you're assuming that's what I'm dealing with. That's not the only thing that we're talking about, though, Dylan.
No, but anything else I can't speak about, my love, because I know nothing about it. That's the only thing I can talk about. Because I only can speak on the facts that I know about. That there is concrete evidence, and this is what's happened. That is what happened. And me and my baby mother are fine to this day. We are good. I have multiple babies. I have 10 children. I have a 27-year-old.
Well, that's one aspect. That's one.
Listen to me, my love. I have 7 boys, so I'm just saying, if you're referring to something that happened in 2016, that I've done my crime, I've done the time, and me and my baby mother are back together and we're cool, and we're sorted.
We don't get involved in domestics of that nature.
I'm not saying that you get involved in domestics. I'm saying to you, let me speak, my love. I'm saying to you, the charge what you are talking about, that is the charge. If you want to speak,
but
to
no,
I
haven't told you that's the charge I'm talking about. You're assuming that's the charge I'm talking about.
Sorry, carry on. Sorry, I don't want to speak.
You're assuming that's the charge I'm talking about. It's not the only thing that's been reported to us. You know, it's not the only thing. And if we put that to work, because if you see in the post, there's 2 levels to it. We talked about the domestic violence,
but I haven't drugged nobody, so that's just wild. So I can't speak on that. Okay. I can't speak on the drugging people because I don't do drugs to be drugging people. That's the truth. I just about smoke weed.
Okay.
If I even smoke weed no more, that's the truth of the situation. For you to say, I can't speak on that. Whatever evidence whatever you've got there, that's all I can. All I can speak about is the fact that I know there is a charge, and if that's what it is, that is fucked up that you're bringing that up because you're opening up old wounds that would move.
As I say, we wouldn't get involved with a single incident of domestic violence between you and your baby mother. I mean, come on, that's petty. We wouldn't do that.
But, my love, that's the only charge I've ever had, though.
Okay.
That's my only charge, my love. That I'm telling you, that's the only thing. Me and my baby mother had a fight. It was just that, and I just, you get me. Obviously, police.
Have you recently had an altercation with your son?
I've recently had an altercation with my son, and that's not my son. This is not what you put in the papers, though. That's not what. I'm
asking that.
That's wild. No, listen to me, my love. Let me show you something. Yeah, you're a black activist, so you see, as these children and whatnot, yeah, you see when they can't be reprimanded and whatnot, and they can't be told what to do, and they go to the police and all of that. That's a problem. That's a problem in our community today because we can't discipline our children and keep them in control our own place.
No, I hear that. I hear that.
So for me as a black man and my child, and you get me, anything that my children do, I'm daddy. So I'm not saying I troubled anybody. I'm just saying anything. I've been a daddy. And that's what daddy's got to do. Sometimes it's like I said, if you think you're big and bad, sometimes it's either me or you're going to the jail cell or you're going to the blood club and the courts. I mean, to the death place. So I'd rather reprimand my children. So anything to do with my children is wild, and that's not the accusation.
Well, as I said,
that's not what we're talking about right now. That's not what you put into in the paper in your article. Mm-hmm. That's not what we're speaking about.
Well, as I said, let me just explain the Instagram thing to you. We're not going to give all the facts in it. It's too long to give all the facts in an Instagram post. That's why we have the live, so we can discuss everything. Do you understand? So there's several allegations that we've received from several people.
How many women have come to you?
Several allegations from several people. I said several, not seven, several. As in more than one, exactly. And we would never ever post anything unless I work off the power of at least 3, and usually I want more, but at least 3 at the very baseline. We need at least 3 people unconnected saying the same thing about the same person. You understand? They don't know each other. They have to be unconnected. And then when I said at the very least, it has to be 3 people. I didn't say it was 3 people. Are these people victims of me? Absolutely. Well, they say they are. They say they are. I'm going to examine all of the evidence, and that's what we do. We present that, and then they, sometimes it leads to police investigation, sometimes it doesn't. When you talk about defamation, look, we've been to the High Court with defamation before, and we won because you see that on my Instagram page. Why? Because we are definitely dealing with evidence. All you have to prove, can I just say, all you have to prove in a defamation case is that we believed it to be true, and the burden of evidence is for you to prove that you didn't. That's how defamation works. And the disadvantage of defamation is that it is absolutely public. So all of the details, all of the business will be all out in the public, which is not something anybody wants. No, I'm just saying, like, when it comes to the real evidence, because I don't share all of my evidence. I share enough evidence to verify it. And then I retain whatever evidence in case that victim wants to go to the police. That's the way we work.
Okay, listen to me, my love. All I can say is, I have been in trouble before, but if that's what it is, that's fucked up that you bring it up, because I've gone past that now. I'm a whole brand new, like...
Well, like I said, listen, I'm going live on Friday. There will be a victim. There will be a victim that is prepared to go public. Can I just say, there is... Can
I ask you something then?
Sure.
Before you go live, because I've got children and things to feed and that, and you get me, you're messing up my fucking runnings, bro. I've got a film coming out in the next few months and that, like I says, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I don't know who I've got made mad or who I've pissed off or who I've done something to for them to come at me like this. But this is wild, my love. I've been trying my best to do my best. You get me? If you know where I'm coming from, you get me? My story's mad. So for me to be where I am right now, you get me? It's been hard work, and you fucking I'm doing it all, fam. That's my thing. You understand it, love?
Yeah, I hear it.
Like I said,
but at the same time, I can't ignore the allegations, Dylan.
But what you're putting out there is wild, my love. Like, it's a bit much, man.
We're not reckless in what we do.
And if you're my sister, like you're saying, you're a sister, take this into consideration. I've tried hard to get to a situation where I'm not now. I don't come from a rich background. I don't have nothing. This is the first film I've written, executive produced myself. I've worked in this industry for a long time and ain't really got nothing.
I really hear that. I hear that, Dylan. I hear that. But at the same time, we can't ignore the allegations, because there's more than one.
If there's allegations, just let them go to the police, let them handle it. Please, because this is madness to me.
You know, some people feel some people have reported to us, Dylan, that they're very, very scared of you. That's why they're not going to the police so far.
They're very, very scared of me. My love, listen to me, my love. Listen to me, my love. I don't know who these people are, because I don't trouble nobody. I keep myself to myself. I grew up in a certain environment. I've been trying to get myself out of this environment, and this is not how. This is what I'm trying to say. I've got 10 children. Like I said, I put everything on put. Like I'm relying on my next move, and for you to do this is kind of crazy. Like I said, my film comes out on the 12th of September. So at first, I just thought it was like, yo, is somebody just really trying to assassinate, like mash up my
No, it's not. I don't even follow you. I don't know your progress or anything.
You told me it was in the beginning of the summer when you went out that somebody came to you. So it's probably not directly to do this. My film was only announced. It's coming out a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just saying, the timing of this, yeah, I don't know if it's God or whatever, or you get me, or my past or whatever, not. But right now, I'm trying my best to move forward in life, my love, and this isn't helping me, man. And like I said, I'm not out here troubling nobody. I'm back with my baby mothers. We're just trying to sort out life and move forward. And this shit right here, like I said, I got babies and that. So I'm trying to feed and that. Like I said, if I was a bad dude and that, fair enough, and I'm out here doing the madness and that, if you know where I'm coming from, fam, I'm trying my hardest. So for you to be out here talking about some stuff with me and my baby mothers, I had an argument, fight, or that's the only beating that I've ever been involved with any women. I can hand on heart, you say that's just it. So for anything else, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. But
and I hear you. As I said, it is alleged. And when we look at the evidence, then we'll see if it's alleged or not. And you've got a right to defend yourself, absolutely. Yeah, if we're proven to be wrong, Dylan, if we're proven to be wrong, which I don't think we are, if we're proven to be wrong, then I am more than happy to take the bullets.
But you can't be proven to be wrong when it's facts. I'm telling you that I have got that charge, my love, and you know I have.
Well, as I say, you're focusing on one thing, and I'm focusing on lots of different things.
What are you focusing on? Because the drug stuff.
And I'm not prepared to say that. I'm only going to say that on the live. That's the way we do our thing. That's it. I'm not going to say it here. I'm not going to give you that information here. And not least, because if there is any woman at risk, we need to make sure that they're safe before the live. That's what we do.
I'm not, listen to me, I can hand on heart say, I'm not trying to trouble anybody. I'm out here trying to better my life. I'm not out here trying to fucking get,
I'm not doubting that you're out here to try and better your life. Look, I'm between a rock and a hard place, and I'll tell you why. I'll give you a story very, very quickly, yeah? My daughter, my youngest daughter, her first cousin which is my baby father's nephew, is big nasty, okay? Now, I like him. I got on with him. My daughter loves him. He's part of my daughter's family, okay? Imagine my horror when I was approached by his niece, which is my daughter's cousin, to tell me that Big Nasty's stepdad had been sexually assaulting her from when she was 5 years old. I didn't want to run the story because it was too personal, but I had to make that choice, Dylan. Am I gonna represent? Oh, wait. Am I gonna? No, I know it's a different thing, but hear what I'm trying to say to you. Yeah, I had to make that call. Am I going to represent the victim wholly and solely like I would any other victim, or am I going to be biased because of Tyrone or Nasty's progress? Because I didn't want to do it because of where he's going, because I know where he's coming from. So I hear you, but I'm here representing victims and survivors, and I have to represent them.
I'm a victim, and I'm a survivor. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's like there's always two sides. So let me speak though. There's always two sides to a story. But I'm not gonna say, oh, this has happened and that's happened and this has happened and I just reacted because I was defending myself. Shit just happened and I don't need to get into the ism schism.
You're still focusing on your baby mother. It's not.
Let me speak though. If you want to speak to my baby mother, that's fine. You can. You get me, and you get me. You can understand the situation.
But you're just talking about one person. I'm happy to speak to your baby mother.
Who else? Like, how many people have I meant to?
As I say, I'm not going to be able to tell you that now. In case, we're not talking about being to jail necessarily, are we? You're talking about charges.
I'm telling you, anybody that listen to me, like I said, isn't it? I'm from a certain. If I act up, I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is gonna send me to jail. I try not to act up. I try not to lose myself. I try not to fucking have a moment when I switch out. Try not to lose myself in things and that. So anything else, I would have gone to jail. I'm telling you that.
Like I said, you're focusing on this situation with your baby mother. I'm actually not. I'm saying to you that I've had several allegations from several different people, but you're focusing on this one thing. And you're asking me what that is. You're asking me what that is, and I'm saying I'm not prepared to do that until we've safeguarded those people, and we usually do that on the live. And if there is evidence against you, oh no. We were having a civil conversation. If it's going to get disruptive again, I can't.
I'm just asking a question. How do you safeguard them on live? I don't understand.
No. Of course, we have our ways of safeguarding them. Of course we do. But I'm not going to tell you what they are, obviously.
No, I'm just saying to you, nobody's threatening. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm not threatening anybody. But anyway, that's the main thing anyway. Because you said, stop speaking, man. I'm not threatening anybody. That's the be all and end all of it. That's not nothing what I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to say is I got a film coming out on the 12th. If you want to have this discussion, have it after the 12th, please.
She's going to say it.
All right. No, listen to me. And I hear what you're saying, and I know what you're saying. But can I just have this conversation? Can you have this conversation after the 12th of September, please? And let it just ride to the 12th of September. Let it bubble. Let you inbox anybody else who's got any information to come and let them come forward and have this conversation after the 12th. That's all I'm going to ask them.
Well, we've already put it out there, Dylan. I'm afraid I did inbox you before. If you look rightly, I've been trying numbers that were provided for me, but they didn't go through.
I don't know because nobody's going to have my number's been.
And I did inbox you. I DM'd you before I put the post out.
My love. I don't go through all of my inboxes. I don't do all of that. I'm not a social media guy. Like I said, I've been working out, trying to work. I ain't got time for social media like that. It's just over the situation, like I said, isn't it? I'm just asking you a question because I've got a film coming out.
I'm not able to do that. I'm not able to reschedule that live, unfortunately.
Let me speak.
Yeah.
It's not going to just affect my livelihood. It's affecting many other people's livelihood. Kids that have gone out their way and it's their first thing. It's got abracadabra. It's got loads of band okay. He's been through enough. There's got loads of kids in here you get me. I'm opening up the door for them to do something else. If you check my resume, that's
if you're innocent, Dylan, then they won't be affected.
Let me speak. I'm not innocent. Listen to me, my love. I come from gang banging and killing motherfuckers. I'm not innocent. I'm trying my best though to move forward.
I'm not talking about any kind of gang activity. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about any gang violence or anything like that. I don't know anything about that.
Listen to me, my love. I'm not saying I'm not a normal civilian. I understand that. I'm trying to say to you, I've got a lot of stuff going on right now that's trying to better myself, and I've got people involved and kids involved, and they was looking for a way out, and this is helping them to get a way out. Can you just wait till after the film comes out, please? That's all I'm asking.
I'm not able to do that, I'm afraid, Dylan.
Run whatever you're going to run, because whatever conversation you're gonna have, and if I'm wrong, I'll stand on it. If I've done something, I will admit to it. That's the truth of the situation because I did it. What I'm saying to you, on the strength of I've got other people involved.
But I've asked you several questions, and you've said that you haven't done it. So that's your right to reply. No. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you about that. You presented that. I asked you about your.
I'm saying to you, that's the only because I'm telling you that's the if there's any battering of any woman or any fighting with any women, that's what it's been.
Okay, so you're saying that's the only incident that you've had is with that baby mother in 2016. Okay, I hear that. And you're saying that you've never drugged anybody, you've never put your hands on any other woman, and you've never drugged any woman. Okay, that's what you've said. I hear you.
So can we have this conversation after 12 is what I'm asking?
No, we can't. It's going to go ahead on Friday, Dylan, I'm afraid, because that's when it's scheduled for. And that's in the interest of the victims as well, or the alleged victims, should I say.
She knows there ain't no fucking victim. She's got a show.
All right.
Okay, well, you're entitled to your opinion, my love, but that's not the way it is.
Stop speaking, man. Stop speaking, man. Stop. Yeah, just leave her. I know, yeah, it's cool. It's all right, man. It's all right. It's not even anything, like I said, what we're going to be will be my aim. Look,
you're entitled to your opinion. You're going to have your beliefs.
No, I'm not. There's no.
But, no, I'm speaking to the young lady in the background. She's entitled to her opinion. She's going to have...
This is my mother.
I am speaking to you because you're very vocal and you're very loud. So of course I'm speaking to you.
Let me explain who she is first. She's the mother of my children. She's been around for the last 20 years.
I did call her a young lady, but thank you for telling me who she is. But I wasn't derogatory in any way. And I am being very manageable and very respectful. I said I'm speaking to the young lady in the background. She's very loud and vocal, and I can hear her. She is addressing me. But you are addressing me, so I have the right to reply to you, whether you're speaking directly to me or not.
This is the mother of my children. This is the mother of the child that you was accusing me of doing something.
But I didn't accuse you of that.
Let me speak though, my love. Like I said, she's been around me for how long? 22 years.
I'm going to say it again, Dylan. You are focusing on that one incident, and I am focusing on other things.
I don't know who else. Who else have I beat up? Who have I drugged up? It's madness.
Can I ask you a question? Like,
sure.
Who is this?
She explained who she is. She's an activist, and she's a poetess, and she's a social commentator and that. But I just wild
on live.
There is one victim. Can I just explain? You have asked me. There is one victim who is prepared to speak publicly, and that victim will be away from their normal environment when they do that. We will make sure of that because they want to be safeguarded. And there are several other victims who want to remain anonymous but have provided evidence. So that's how we safeguard them. Hello?
So anybody could just forward you a chat. Yeah, hi, I'm here. So anybody could just forward you a chat shit them, basically.
No, not at all. Not at all. We do months of investigations. We speak to people. We corroborate their testimonies. We ask for material evidence if there's any, and that's what we do. We don't just put people on and fling them out there. We do for months. I do this for a living, and I'm just doing it in the community. That's all. Like I said, I work forensically. So when I question these women, they can't put anything past me usually. We've never been proven that these women are lying, any of the women that come to us, because they can't. I'm not just going to have some woman come on and make an allegation against a brother because she's vexed or because she wants to get revenge. That's not the way we work, Dylan, not at all.
That's fair enough, but I just can't understand why somebody would want to come at me like this. That's what my reason is. And they're saying that they're scared of me, and I ain't trouble. The only people I've been had arguments with my baby mothers, and they like, my lifestyle's different, so I don't know. I don't know about all of this. Like I said, I live a polygamous lifestyle. My lifestyle is different. So for people to be like at me and that, I don't know. These must be scored with me, because obviously I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm with my baby mothers. Those are the people I'm around. So for anybody else to be talking any mad shit is wild to me. Wild. And I've only had one or two relationships since I've been not with my baby mothers, and that was you get me. So for anybody, so I don't know, man. And it must be them people talking shit about me, because I ain't had no other relationship. My baby mothers are with me right now, sitting down with me.
Okay.
So for me to be having so I've got like a team of people that can give you a real, like I said, these people have been around for 20 odd years. They can give you a real insight to me. Anybody that's been around, like, I don't know, man. It's wild, man. It's wild. It is wild.
She needs to do, because she needs the views.
Nah, I already know who.
I don't need the views. I work for a living.
You know what I believe you do need the views.
I don't. I'm involved in so many different. I am involved in many. I am involved in many different projects across the community. I don't need views. I put boots on the ground, and I work for a living.
What is the stop speaking, man. Stop talking, man. Please stop speaking. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. Somebody, can you please let me speak? Let me speak. Yeah, but let me speak. So what do you get out of this?
What do I get out of it?
Yeah, what is it? What are you hoping to happen out of this? Stop speaking, man. What are you hoping
Out of my campaign? Out of my campaign? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're asking?
What does this do?
The campaign exists to advocate for victims of abuse in the community. That's what we get out of it. Making change.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's never been a voice for black women in the community to be able to talk about it.
I'm sure you know who I am, so you know that I've done a lot of community work. You get me? I do a lot.
I don't. I just, you know what? You know, the only thing I know of you, Dylan, and I'm not being facetious, I'm being perfectly honest, is years ago, I have a 35-year-old daughter and a 28-year-old son. And years ago, they were watching this video of this film that was made in Birmingham with these guys and whatever. And that's all I know.
My first film I made.
Yeah, one day. That's all I can relate to.
Right, after that,
and I didn't really watch it. I was actually telling them off for watching it. I'm being serious. I was telling my kids off for watching it because it was about gang violence, so I didn't like it. That's all I know. I haven't followed the journey. You haven't come on my radar until now.
There was a message in there. But all right then. Can you please tap into 1 mile away? Go on YouTube right now.
1 mile away.
When I come off the phone,
I will.
1 mile away, so you can understand kind of who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. I'm not an angel, and I'm not saying I'm an angel, you know. I'm just saying to you, I'm trying my hardest to be, you know, move forward and that. And this is fucking me up, my love. That's all I can say. Like, if you type in 1 mile away into YouTube right now. Promise me you're going to watch it today.
I haven't really got time to watch it today, but I will do that. I will do that tomorrow.
No, I'll need you watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow.
And then you can understand like more of who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with and that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like
look, I'll get the team to get onto it and send me some stuff around that.
No,
they've been doing their
watch it personally.
No, I will watch it, but they'll source it for me.
I want you to watch it. Type into YouTube now, so you've got it logged into your thing 1 mile away.
1 mile away. All right, I'll look for that.
1 mile away, because I'm an activist. Listen to me. I'm an activist in my community. I change stuff in my community. I've got loads. Listen to me. We had a gang fight. We had a problem in Birmingham with the 2 major gangs, Burger Bar and Johnson's. I brought the gangs together. Man, we've been working together, doing stuff and doing a whole lot of stuff. This right here, my love, I ain't put my hands on no females in 2020 bomber clock tree, or whatever year it is, or however long. I ain't done nothing to nobody. So for you to be bringing up some stuff that isn't relevant right this second, right now, it's crazy. Like I said, Peter, you see with people and that, and this is what you have to understand, and that shit happens and people move on, and you get me, I'm not perfect in that. But to be bringing up, if it was fresh and I was on a charge and Dylan's wanted for beating up this girl and that girl, then I ain't trouble nobody.
Well, we deal with current and historic abuse. We deal with stuff that goes back 30 years sometimes.
Listen to what I'm saying to you, my love. Listen to what I'm saying to you, my love. I'm coming from a certain environment. I'm not perfect. I'm telling you this. I need to understand this. People make mistakes. Things happen and that. You understand it?
Yeah.
But I'm trying my best to move forward as a black man and try and represent all this. I got a lot of people watching me, and I got a lot of kids and that look up to me and change their life because of what I'm saying. You assassinate my character, my love.
We don't need to assassinate your character, but as I say...
I'm a person, listen to me, I'm a person that's created change in my community. You're undoing all of my work, my love. You're making me not valid no more for me to be able to change these kids. You know, I've changed people, I've stopped people from dying, murders, this, that, and the third. Like, you're assassinating my character, my love. And we've come a long way to do this. Like I said,
I don't think I'm assassinating. I'm just presenting information. No, I can't assassinate. I cannot assassinate your character.
I'm not an angel. You don't have to present any information. I'm telling you,
I can't assassinate your character.
Baby, you're putting the film a gangster in. I'm not trying to be a gangster, though, no more, B. So I'm trying to say to you, you're not allowing me to change, my friend. This is what I'm trying to. This is the angle I'm coming at. You're not allowing me to change, B.
I'm hearing you, because that's why it's important for us to talk to you, because that's the image that's out there. If you're saying that that's it, then unless I follow you, I'm not going to follow that journey, though, am I?
What would you rather? Because I'm going to, my options are going to be very low after this comes out, after you assassinate my character. So I'm saying, what am I supposed to be back in the streets again? For real. You know what a problem I am when I'm in the streets. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to create other options and avenues for me to do something else. Get me right my wrongs, B. You're not allowing me to, man.
Listen, you've said that you're not guilty of those things. So if you're not guilty, then it won't be a problem.
Listen to what I'm saying to me. Listen to what I'm saying
Look,
to me.
we're going round in circles, I think.
Listen to me. What you've accused me of and what I've done in life is idiot business. I'll give you, like I said, most people know my gangster. They don't even give a fuck about this. This is only going to be for the fucking people who's going to be fucking writing in this. I'm just saying to you, this is more of corporate world stuff. You're not allowing me to do my thing, my love. Nobody listen to me. I've been put in when I've been how much, you know, the police put me. I'm going to tell the truth. Before the police put me in, they put me as wanted for domestics. I wasn't even wanted. I have campaigns against me regularly. There's a campaign, you can check YouTube. There's been a campaign of Dylan Duffy, and when I went to the police, they said, no, that shouldn't have been put out there because you were not wanted.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know
anything about that. It was dropped straight. Listen to me, my love. It was dropped straight away. They said, 2 counts of domestic violence. It was dropped straight away. I always have campaigns against me. This isn't my first rodeo, my love. I'm just usually from the police and whatnot that trying to assassinate my character. I don't like what I'm doing in my community. When I told them that, when we told them that we're stopping the murders, and that, they said, hey, why are you doing that? They said, how we get paid. You understand it? So I have campaigns against me. West Midlands police hate because of the gang stuff I done. They spent £350 million to try. There was pumping money into my community. Had zero effect. We had zero money. We didn't have a violent crime. We didn't have gun violence in my community for 18 months. Like, I do this thing. I'm really out here trying to do better, B.
I hear what you're saying, Dylan, but those things have got nothing to do with the allegations that we've received.
Watch the 1 mile away. Listen to me. Watch the 1 mile away so you can understand where I'm coming from. I'm not saying I'm an angel. I'm just trying to say I'm trying to do better. And this right here is going to fuck me up, innit? Because it's already fucking me up.
All right, listen.
And I've got a film coming
listen, we're going to go around in circles, aren't we? So you've made your reply. You've denied the allegations. I'm hearing that.
I just need to speak my truth. So once I speak my truth, then you get me. Whatever happens, I'll leave it in God's hands.
All right, and I'm hearing you, but I have to go. I do have to go now. And I'm saying,
watch the 1 mile away. You're gonna promise me you're gonna watch the 1 mile away.
I promise you, I won't. I wouldn't say that I would if I wasn't. So I will do that. And when you do,
contact me back, please, and just contact me back to let me know that you've watched it.
Okay,
I just need to know that so you understand what you're dealing with, because I'm not an angel, my love. I don't come from an environment. I come from, like I said, I grew up in murder, drugs, sex, and mayhem. I'm trying to do better. So like I said, I've worked so hard to get this film, and it's the first film I've written, executive produced. This is, like I said, I've got a lot of stuff going on. You contacted all of my businesses and everybody. You know what I do out here. But I'm saying to you, I do a lot of work in my community as well, and a lot of people look up to me, and a lot of people respect what I'm trying to do. So for you to be bringing up some shit that ain't relevant to ain't what's happening right here, right now. And like I said, people change, things change, and that you're painting me with a brush that I'm no longer am.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to say.
All right,
so for you to be put, like I said, and I have fighting my baby mothers. Me and my baby mothers are wild. You get me? But like I said, we're still together 20 odd years later. This is not for you. Like I said, it's not like I said, people fighting, arguing. Like I said, more time, my baby mamas are like the lionesses. I've been the victim more times just when I've reacted and I shouldn't have. I just was going through it at that time, and I laughed out as well.
But do you understand that if there are victims, that they have a right to be heard? Do you understand that?
Listen to me. If there's victims, they've got the right to go to the goddamn police. That's what they've got the right to do.
And they also have a right to be heard. We know, okay.
Listen to me, they've got a right to be heard, but why would you want to? I'm saying to you, that's fine. You can talk to them and that. If you've got some advice to give them and they feel like they've been a victim of me, then fair enough, give them some advice and some support and tell them, yo, D-boys, I don't know what you want to say about me, but they need the support, and what's it called? I just don't need you fucking up. I think I'm trying to feed my kids, B. I don't want to do road. If I go back outside, I'm not coming back in. I don't want to be outside, B. Here's what I'm telling you, I'm from the bottom of my heart. That's all I care about. I don't want to be outside, I'm trying my hardest to do the right stuff in life. I don't want to be outside, my love. I'm telling you, I know exactly what's going to... If I don't have no education, no nothing. I grew up outside. I don't have no old, no aunties, no uncles, no elders, no men. Nobody say, Dylan, do this. I've just figured this shit. I'm trying to figure this thing called life out myself. I don't have nobody I don't have no support system around, man. It's just me.
And what you're saying, is that there's.
Outside just fucking in it. Listen to me, like I said, I've worked hard to get to where I am right now, innit? So I'm just saying to you, as he's calling me, if you get me, if you're who you are, and you're saying who you are, and I know in my heart of hearts that you're a good person. I can hear it in your voice. I'm just saying to you, that person that you're trying to paint me, I'm not that person, my love.
I'm not. It's not personal, Dylan. I'm not trying to paint you with anything.
It's not personal.
I'm not trying to paint you with anything. I've received allegations. Listen, no, look, we got to wrap this.
So what you're trying to say is that I need to be stopped because women are at risk of being around me.
What I've received are allegations from women who say that you've abused them. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
that's all I can say.
That's cool. That's all right. That's fine. That's all right. That's fine. I'm just saying to you, fam. Listen to me. I'm just saying to you, fam. Like I said, I'm a Batman, and like I said, I've come a long way. I'm not an angel. I don't listen to me. I'm figuring out this thing called life. I didn't even understand not fighting women and whatever. I've never had no conversation with nobody like this. I didn't violate. I demonstrate. That's just how I've grown up in it. I'm learning as
you mentioned your baby mother. That's put aside because you keep focusing on that. But you're saying that you've never.
I've never had a fight with my sister and my baby mothers. I've never had a fight with no other woman ever.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done nothing to no other woman ever. I've never had a fight with my sister and my baby mothers. That's it. Never had no fight with nobody. So for you to be saying all this about battering women and all of this shit, it's assassinating my character.
And there's women there. Are you saying that there's? Can I just say? Are you saying that there's?
Listen to what I'm saying, though, my love. My baby mamas will beat you up. They're known for fucking you people up. That's what they do. They're wild.
All right. Well, good for them. But good luck to that.
That's not. It's not anybody else. There's nobody else that could have said I put my hand on them because I haven't.
You said, I was mentioning that there are women that are afraid of you, and you're saying there's no reason for any woman to be afraid of you.
Nobody to be afraid of me. I've never had no argument. Listen to me, I'm a nice guy.
Okay.
I'm known to be a good dude. I try my hardest to. I'm a community activist like you. I want to see everything. Like, watch the documentary so you understand.
All right, listen, I'm gonna watch that. I've got to wrap up now, Dylan. I'm not being rude. I've got to wrap up.
Watch it tomorrow, and please contact me back when you watch it so you can understand who you're really dealing with.
I will.
Because then you get it. You'll get a better understanding.
Okay.
Like I said, a lot of people listen to me. Afua, sorry. A lot of people don't like me.
Well, I can relate to that. A lot of people don't like me either.
Exactly. I'm sure you can, my love. I'm saying to you, a lot of people don't like me. That's my character. And I'm like I said, it's wild out here in these streets in 2020 fucking 3. But I ain't trying to trouble. I stay indoors.
I hear you.
I don't trouble nobody. I'm indoors.
I hear you, Dylan. But we're going round in circles now, so I hear you. Yeah, but I'm just, let me wrap up because I really do have to go.
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But like I said, it's cool. But like, do what you feel you have to do. But please watch the documentary so you understand.
I will. I'm going to watch that tomorrow. I can't watch it tonight, but I will watch it tomorrow. Yeah, and I will let you know when I've watched it as well.
All right, cool.
All right, blessed. All right, bye.
Roy, so that was long, people. That was very, very long. But I thought it was important for you to hear the full conversation, unedited, all of it. And let's take it in chunks because what you guys witnessed there was pure narcissism, let me tell you. If you notice, he came full force before, he was trying not to show his colours, but they came out anyway. And then he changed tact. He tried to kind of come, more civil, tried to appeal to my better nature, tried to kind of mirror me. Classic narcissistic behavior is what he was involved in there. So I'm going to take it really quick because as we know, the victim that was going to come and testify about the drugging, which it was important to play that because you hear him denying he has never drugged any woman whatsoever, right? Just remember that part. Watch it back when you get the chance because he definitely denies it. And I make sure that I ask him. He also denies doing anything more to his son than just black people discipline, Yeah, we get that as black people. It's not always acceptable, in the eyes of the wider society. But we get that we have the right to discipline our children for ourselves and the society doesn't feel that we do. And it can be that sometimes. And children can call police on you. We understand all of that stuff. So he kind of tried to make it sound like that's what was happening. The accusations are that you, Dylan Duffus, drug women against their will, of which you've denied. The accusations is that you beat women, of which you've denied. You understand? And you've said that you're an overall nice guy. We are going to watch a clip from this 1 mile away. which I didn't get to watch all of it, but a clip was picked out for me, and I'm going to watch the rest of it after this live. Actually, I don't think it's going to make much difference. Let's just take the drugging part first, because you yourself admitted that you do drug women against their will. You made light of it, Dylan, okay? And you don't seem to think that it's a problem to do that. And it has distressed a woman that you were with very much, and you made light of that distress of her, yeah? You said you belittled her distress, is what you did. You belittled her distress. You made her feel as if her complaining about you drugging her against her will was absolutely normal and that she was a drama queen. That's what you did. I can't play the clip, people, because it includes images of this individual and him together as a couple, basically, which they're not anymore for a long time. But he has been terrorizing her and leading people to, you know, his baby mothers have accused her of, you know, running him down, the usual stuff that people would say. Absolutely quite the opposite. He's the one that's been actually terrorizing her, and while she's trying to get rid of him. So there's some evidence that I'm going to play. I'm going to play it from my phone. It's very short, so I won't have to go through all that long list again. It's very short, but what you will hear here is him admitting that he does drug women in their sleep. Or sorry, not in their sleep, but drugs them until they're knocked out or whatever, and that he puts things in this drink. He mentions the drink that he's involved with called Camo or something. But anyway, listen to the clip if you can hear it properly. I hope you can from my phone. I can't play the video because the recording I have is part of a kind of video, and it's got images of the individual, and we don't want that for tonight, okay? So just hang on in there.
I just got into the realization that I will not be getting certain things, put myself in the situations that are not good for me. That's it.
That's fair. You say that, then don't try and blame me. That makes more sense. So try to find some angles to figure it and just keep that here. Cool.
In there, I just don't want to be putting myself in situations that are not good for me in many different ways. You get what I'm saying?
That's cool. What did you think that?
But I got love for you. I want you to heal, and I want you to be better, and I don't want you sipping no drugs and nobody drinks for no party time. Because listen, I don't think you do it like you don't. I don't think you do it because you hate me. I said I had to defend. Even so, defending you.
It's for the turn up.
It's a turn up, exactly. He wants to turn all the way, crank it all the way up. Without my knowledge of being there, he want me to turn up.
Why you mean? Turn it up today.
That's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good without my consent. It's not a turn up. It's traumatizing. Because I trust you.
So you got camera back your cups, you can close them, open them, so people can't want to sleep things in your chain.
So, promo.
Just keep your cup on your back, girl, and you're around, man. Close it. Close it back. Don't want to drink out of that.
That's just don't. Suppose something happened to me when I hear, you hear. Suppose something happened to me. Suppose something happened to me. You would run out the house and leave me here to overdose.
You got to chop this thing here without the what's it called, without gloves on. You're going to get more of a contact than what you need. I'm talking shit.
This is not my thing.
You know about this stuff, but you obviously don't know a lot.
I don't know nothing.
If I tell you to chop this thing up, you're going to catch more of a contact than the contact I give it.
I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know about it. The fact that you introduce it to me.
It's just why it's just a normal thing to me. I don't know nothing else. You don't want to know about it. I don't know nothing else. Just don't worry.
But how come I only found in this out 10 years later, Dylan? It's mind fucking me.
Because it's not going to make a difference either. I don't want fucking way.
It just keep breaking me. I just keep breaking because
some people it's off. And to some people it's nothing. I'm one of the people it's nothing. Okay, that's like some big issues are happening. Okay, everybody's sweetheart.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm still healing myself. I'm processing everything, and I'll be alright.
You're just feeling sorry for your motherfucking self.
As I should.
Slap yourself. Look in the mirror.
As I should feel sorry for myself. You don't feel sorry for me. I'm alright. I just wish.
Fucking drama queen.
Wow.
Like fucking drama queen. You just really wanted to get him emotional anyway. I don't know, man.
I can't help myself. I am an emotional person with real feelings and real emotions and real shit happen to me.
I ain't gonna be the one. I would tell you, slap yourself, bitch. Fix the fuck up. Stick your fucking chest out and fucking get being fucking act like a knob. You tough, right? Fuck it out. You have to go goddamn soft out here, man. Fuck it out. It's marshmallow day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over. We're back to boiled sweets, nigga.
All right, Dylan, just leave it. Let me get up and sort my life out, because I don't know.
I think you should, fam. Sit there, fucking feeling sorry for yourself and what happened is madness.
Nothing didn't happen, and a lot has happened. You want me to believe that nothing's happened.
Nonsense.
Right. I'm going to revisit that in a minute. That's just him admitting that he's drugged her. It's no problem. Why are you hyping? You're a drama queen. That's all I know, and all the rest of it. When he blatantly told me that he didn't. You understand? You can say what you like, Joel Eccleston. He's there saying that he did. He told me that he didn't. But let's get back to the violent side of things and the fact that he's only ever beaten up his baby mother or baby mothers. Okay? So I'm going to bring on Delia Duffus, which is Dylan Duffus's sister. And I believe that your daughter is there with him as well. We had a four-way conversation, in fact, with Dylan Duffus's son. I'm not going to say his name because he's not coming. Well, actually, he's given me permission to say his name, but he's not coming on, right, Delia?
Yeah, no, he's not.
Okay. So his son, Gilly, who's also called Dylan Jr., but they call him Gilly. And I had another conversation with another one of his sons as well. So let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this evidence, because to be honest with you, you see the drugging side of things, and I've had testimony from other women. I've got text messages from other women that have even contacted him about this. Yeah. So we can show that, we can not show that. We're not showing that because the sister that was going to come on and bear testimony right here live has been advised by the police not to do that. It's an investigation that they have undertaken. They're taking it very seriously. No, he hasn't been charged yet, for those who want to know. But he will be, because there's enough evidence to charge him. I should imagine they will. And if they don't, then we will definitely be on their tail. That's what's happening with the drugging side of things. But when it comes on to the violence, the level of violence that this man perpetrates on women, not just women that he's romantically involved in, but women in his family and on his own children, it is undeniable, isn't it, Delia?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm sorry. You have to forgive me because I'm a bit removed from that individual. So it's all a bit of a, I don't know. Haven't even heard his voice for a while, but it's a new low, isn't it? What can I say? Yeah.
In that recording with the young lady, you could kind of hear him, you know, you could hear him being himself, as you like. And we're going to look at some actual video footage of him around that young lady where she's not in it, she's filming. So we can see him doing that. We'll look at that a little bit later on. Like I said,
sorry, I'm not.
Let's leave that to one side for 1 minute, the drugging side of things. Let's talk about the violent man. The first thing that I want to really deal with, because this is the thing that really ripped my soul, you know. I am old school, Delia. Right. I'm very, very old school. And, what's happened to my background? Oh, I don't know what's happened there. Never mind. Let's just stay on the beach. That's quite nice. As Frenchman's Cove in Jamaica, one of my favorite places. Let's stay there. So one of the things that really hit me was, as being an old school parent as well, that does believe in corporal punishment when it's needed. I'm cultural, I'm old school. I don't have a problem with that. So when he said that, you know, if I didn't know better, he would have appealed to my better nature on that. And on face value, I would have taken it that he just disciplines his children, you know, in a normal way. Yeah. But the son that we're talking about here, the one that he didn't really want to talk about in the recording, okay, is the one that he's on bail for at the moment, isn't it?
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right. And this is what this man calls discipline, black people discipline. This is what he calls discipline, isn't it? My God. Now, you guys tell me, I'm going to leave that up just for a second for it to marinate. Yeah? You guys to get a good old look at that. You guys tell me if that is ordinary black people's discipline. Look at that good. Blow up your screens, people. Yeah? Is that discipline? For you to gash your son in his face like that? What is that? Is it a machete? Is it a knife? Yeah? That's abuse. That is not normal discipline, and we don't claim that in the black community. No, we don't. So let's put the drugging to one side, because I have got more evidence on that, and we've got other evidence that we cannot show tonight anymore because it's now become a police investigation. All right? Just remember that, people. It's disgusting. It's unforgivable. And I don't know how anybody thinks that they can justify that. But it doesn't stop there, does it, Delia? Does it, Delia?
No, it doesn't. No.
Tell me about the time, sis. No, let's just start from there. Tell me about the time that he broke your jaw.
I was 16, carrying my daughter. That's here now. Like I said, we haven't. Well, sorry, I've said to you, we don't have a relationship. But it's control. He speaks for himself. That person, when you talk about assassinating character, what needs to happen is his character being brought to the forefront. And as you can see, on a one-to-one, this is the person that you're dealing with. You know, I'm not here on my own. I'm standing with his children. I'm speaking for them.
I know there's a lot of you gathered. Not everyone's going to speak tonight, but I know that, you know, quite a significant member of, like, people in his family are with you in the room today while you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
the truth will set you free is saying snitch boy. None of you lot come on here with no snitch shit if that's what you mean, because we don't tolerate that crap around here. These people should be snitched on. They should be snitched on. Yeah. You people thought that you were going to come on here and that you were going to be able to explain it away like you normally do and try to vilify people. I already saw you in the comments talking about somebody called Kim that you want to try and vilify and say that she's a crackhead. I don't care about all of that.
Can I just interject?
Go ahead, sis. Because we're not going to tolerate your foolishness tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of irrelevant.
Oh, sorry, the truth.
No. I mean,
I apologise. Wait, I apologise.
Yeah.
Sorry, sis, I apologise to the truth will set you free. He's calling Dylan the snitch. All right, no problem.
This guy has been going on with himself. I've never really decided to speak on what he does, because I know that one of these days his time will be up. Do you know what I mean? It's just unfortunate, and it does cut when it's my nephews. I like I said, I'm very much removed from him and the situation and whatever he goes on with. As you can hear, if that's the mother of one of those children, in fact, that child, can you imagine?
Sorry, sis, that's the thing. I want people to know that you see the woman, yeah, the thing that was running up her mouth in the background defending what I don't know. She's one of the sister wives, and that is her child's face that we've just shown. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I want you to jump on here, sister. Let us talk to you, because I think you need deprogramming. Yeah, let's give her some grace and say that she's a totally controlled woman. Yeah, let's do that. My God.
Yeah. And that's exactly what they've done. So even when they're speaking, I feel sorry for them, because like you said, for 20 years dealing with that, what you've heard, you know, obviously that it's they've been manipulated. So to some extent, I pity them. But at the end of the day, that's what you're going to be doing with your political relationship and your, I don't know. I think his sexuality in general is questionable. Because
wow, sis, say that again, because I don't know if I misheard you there. Say again.
No, I'm saying I think his sexuality in general, I think it's questionable, because it's more.
Sis, you know what? I actually wasn't going to go there. But like I said, I've spoken to a stream of people from the community, and what prompted even more people to DM me was the fact that there was an individual called Handsworth Magic, and apparently he's called Magic, yeah. And as few people, good, more than 5, have given me that there's some kind of thing in the community that he's some sort of dealer and that he's involved with this magic guy, and this magic guy defends him all the time because, you know, there's some sort of dealer dodgy relationship going on, but also that this magic guy has got learning difficulties. So that was concerning for me. I was thinking, well, has this magic guy actually even got capacity? Does he want to cuss me in the comments? Do you know what I mean? And then I was kind of going through some images, and I thought, well, you know, make your mind up. What's all that about?
Yeah.
It's a bit strange to me, really, you know. But you know, look, if he is, come out and proud, brother. Don't repress it and be one of these repressed homosexuals that likes to beat up women and all the rest of it.
It's probably part
you know,
of
it's 2023. No one cares. Do your thing.
pent up aggression and stuff. It's
Which would be characteristic of D-low repressed brothers that don't want to come out or whatever. It would be characteristic of it, wouldn't it? No one's saying that you can't be what you are. Just do your thing and stop repressing it. If that's the case, get some help. Because there is an aspect of him that I feel, from what you've told me and from what I've heard from everybody else, that I just think the brother needs some help. Because I can't believe that one person can go steaming through their entire family, just beating everyone up like that.
The thing is,
tell me about when
he's an actor. He claims to be an acclaimed actor. I don't know about all that, but it's an act. Do you know what I mean? Narcissism is a word that's bandied about, but what you just experienced is that's him, innit? That is Dylan. That's Dylan Duffus.
So let's get to when he grew up.
I grew up in church. He grew up in church, right? Any involvement outside of that was his choice. When he turned into his teens and didn't want to be bullied, he decided, I'm going to be friends with the bullies because that, you know, this is the person that you're dealing with. I don't really, like I said, the violence, that's where, for me, it's about my nephews. I don't really have because he goes around, like you've heard, brandishing these 8 kids, whatever.
And quite a few of those children don't deal with him because of this violence.
Out of those 8 kids that are old enough, don't deal with him at all. They don't deal with him. They can't stand him.
Let me go through, because we've got to take it in chunks. There's so much, like we were saying, you know. I want to talk about when you were talking to me about the time when he broke your jaw. What caused the kind of realization in you that he was completely out of control, you know?
I think I realized that before. Like I said, I didn't really talk to him at the time. I was living at my mom's house at the time. I was 16. I was pregnant. I was actually plaiting somebody's hair, and he came in. The father of my children was outside, and I think he approached him first, and then he turned up. But like I said, that's one of many. It's one of many. I don't even I haven't dealt with him in over 25 years. I haven't had a conversation. If he walks past me, I keep walking. I walk past. When I was going to my mother's house, if he's there, we don't acknowledge each other. He doesn't talk to my children. There's no uncle or brother relationship. I refer to him as my parents' child. They have enabled him, unfortunately, to become the way that he is. And you know, unfortunately, it's what it is where the problem lies now is I can't deal with that. I'm a big woman. I'm almost 40, so I've had to remove myself from them as well. So when he's talking about he's not destroying lives or families, I'm speaking for my family, because it's.
I remember you saying that the family's split because, you know, your mother enables him, which I've been told by others as well, that she's a lovely lady, but she just enables him through protection, you know, protecting him. Classic old school Jamaican woman style. You know, this is what happens, isn't it? And that enables him to shield, not to get, you know, have to be held accountable and stuff, and it split the family, you know.
And not only that, you know, I love my people, but the community, People
Yeah.
know what it's like. And it's like I said, funnily enough, when that happened to my nephew, or when other things have happened, I didn't get phone calls saying, how is he? I'm getting phone calls now about this live, about what's going on. What's that about?
What's that about?
What
This
is
is
that
always
about?
this. It's always the way. It's always the way. Nobody wants the exposure. Everybody wants to jump up in arms about that and victim blame, you know, when the exposures come. But if they're quite happy for the status quo to continue, you know. Yeah, people will get a chance to say, to have their say and jump on. They can perfectly do that. We're going to put the link out at some point. That's the way we do it. But we hear the testimonies first. Yeah. So, sis, tell me about the time when he broke your jaw, and then I'm going to move forward because I want to talk about his 9-year-old son that was punched in the face by him as well, and a few other things. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Like I said, this is 23 years ago, when I was expecting my daughter.
You were pregnant.
I was pregnant with my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
but not to minimize, but because to me now it's one of many things. So because this is the norm, yeah, he did that. Do you know what I mean? He did that, but he's done a million other things as well. So it's
But
kind of like,
it was in a certain situation, wasn't it, leading up to it, like why he did it?
why?
Yeah.
What? Because I was pregnant. Because I
No.
was pregnant. That was what. That
Is
that
that
was
why
the,
he broke
that
your
was the
jaw? Because you were
explanation.
pregnant?
Yeah, that was the explanation.
Oh, because he's your older brother, isn't he? Wow. And you were how old at the time, sis?
16.
So he thought it was a good idea to break his 16-year-old sister's jaw because she'd gotten herself pregnant at 16.
We didn't have a relationship before that, so it's not something like, I am trying to protect you or anything like that. These kind of things were happening before that anyway. It was just a play on power because the children's father was outside, so it was him displaying, doing, that's what that was.
But that's not normal behaviour to break your little sister's jaw.
I've had my nose
That is
broken as
slap,
well.
is
I've
it?
had my nose broken as well by
In
him.
a separate situation.
A separate situation, probably about 7 years later, because it was when my daughter was about 7, and she was playing with some keys by the fireplace, and my daughter's here. I'll let her tell you a part of.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know that she's here as well. Can I say your name, sis, or are we going by a different name or no names at all?
Hi, I'd prefer to just go by.
Let's just call you Kay, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So I was about 6 years old, and I was playing with a set of keys, set of my mum's keys. Obviously, keys make noise. I'm a child, and I'm playing with them. And he said, pretty much, if I keep making that noise, then he's gonna kick me in my face. Obviously, my mum stepped in, like, that's not acceptable.
He's going to kick the teeth out of your head.
Oh yeah, kick me in my teeth.
Kick your teeth out of your head. That's what he said.
I was
Those
6
were the
years
words.
old.
And you were 6 years old.
Yeah. And the next thing I knew, he had my mum cornered, and he was in front of her. When I next saw my mum, she was covered in blood coming from her nose, all down there. And just remember leaving the house, my mum had no shoes on and her feet were covered in blood. Yeah, he threatened me with a knife at 14. He spat at me. He beat up his 9-year-old son just last year.
Yeah, I want to talk about that in a second, or you guys might want to tell me about that.
Yeah, so
Gilly told me the story of that yesterday when we spoke.
Yeah, he beat up his 9-year-old son last year over, I think it was a gesture that he did in a TikTok video, and his mom had contacted Dylan.
The same one that was shouting up her mouth in the background, right?
No, I think a different one.
Is that a different one? Yes. Yes.
Had actually contacted Dylan to inform him of this, obviously knowing Dylan because Dylan has been to prison for her. That's the only time he's actually been to prison of the
He's the
countless
one that is
times.
that the one that he's, sorry to cut you, is that the one that he's referring to, the one that was in the background on that call with me and him?
That's the mother of the son whose face he had gashed last month.
Right, but she's also the one that he beat up with a dumbbell, is that right?
No, he beat the other one up with a dumbbell. He beat her up, ironically, with a set of keys.
Oh, he beat her up with a set of keys. Okay, I get confused. Go ahead, sis.
Okay, and so yeah, the 9-year-old son, he was at my nan's house at the time. I was actually, because I barely went there anyway, but I happened to be there on the day, and I just remember just things starting to happen pretty much, and then coming out and seeing that my cousin, because I went into a different room. I didn't want to be in any of that because it's just but I just recall him being beaten up. I recall him having bruises on his body at the time. I'm not sure if there were pictures, but I know he used an iron to hit him, and he'd punched him in the face also.
Because my older nephew stood in front of him and he couldn't get to him with the iron.
Yeah.
So he went around him and started to punch him in his face.
That's exactly what Gilly told me yesterday. You were on the call, Delia, so you know. That's what I was told, people, is that his baby mother had called him to say that the son had made a TikTok video where he's saying some kind of American rap lyrics or something, and there's something in the lyrics that sounds gay or something like that. So this mother knows how the man stays, knows that he's going to react in the way that he does, but yet she sets him on her child anyway. She's in the camp, I do believe. And he goes to his mother's house, his own mother's house, the child's grandmother, where the other children are there, including sister that we're hearing from now.
Just a minute. Sorry, his address has always been my mother's house. He's never had his own
He's never had his own place.
He has 8 children. He's never had, I think he got his license last year. So he's never had anything for himself. So,
classic wasteman vibes, yeah, exactly. So anyway, he gets to the house and basically just goes straight up to his 9-year-old son and lifts him up with an iron. His older brother, the one that I spoke to yesterday, then puts himself in front of the little brother. So he can't get him with the iron at that point. So he goes around his older son and punches the 9-year-old in his face. All for making a TikTok video where he's probably saying something like, you know, what they say in rap videos. Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, he generally doesn't really care about what content his children are observing or anything anyway, to be reacting that way. But
it's just unbelievable. But you know the story that really, really got my goat especially was when Gilly explained how he behaved at his award ceremony in year 11.
Oh yeah.
Gilly is now 25, is he not?
Yeah.
This is Dylan's son. For those of you that have just joined or don't understand what we're talking about, Dylan's son, Dylan Jr., aka Gilly. And he told us a story yesterday when we were speaking to him that at the age of 16, when he was in year 11, he was up for a commendation. You know, your year 11 leaving ceremony and you're getting all your awards and whatever. And it's a real testament to how different he is from his own father, no doubt, right? That he's even in year 11 doing GCSEs.
Definitely.
And going to get awards, right? Lovely young man. Been speaking to him. Beautiful, lovely, manageable young man.
Completely.
It broke my heart to know that we have worked so hard in this community to progress young black boys so that they don't take up the gangbang lifestyle. This man is running around asking me to watch his progress in some documentary about him ending gang violence or something. And meanwhile, he's breaking his own son in private. You understand? Telling him that he's going to be no good and he's a failure and all of this type of stuff.
Because he didn't come out like him.
And because, yes, exactly.
At the moment, he cannot stand his son. From that, those are the words that he's used, because he's literally the opposite. And anything that Gilly works a job, He's told him, you know, what was he saying? About, you know, you're stupid. Like I said, it's difficult because when it comes to my nephews, it cuts. But like you said, he's the trying to break him. He is the
Yeah.
support. He is the father to those 8 children. He's the father. If anything goes wrong from when they've been at school, because of the mother's behaviours and because of his behaviour, if anything goes wrong, they call Gilly. And this is a 16-year-old, 18-year-old, whatnot, going to these schools to speak to the teachers because their behaviour, they're not allowed in the building. They're not allowed
Wow.
on the premises.
Him and his baby mamas. Yeah. The harem that he's breeded of ratchet women who are under some sort of, I don't know, what is it? Some sort of Stockholm syndrome?
It's something. It's
You
something.
know? But to hear a young black boy talk about his day that should have been his day, and the story that he told is that, you know, his mother, they got 2 tickets. The school always give 2 tickets. Fine. His mother obviously gave the ticket to his father, Dylan Duffus, who said that he would come. They were on their way to the event, and Dylan cancels at the last minute. I mean, literally the 11th hour, while they're on their way to collect him to go to the year 11 leaving ceremony. Imagine. So that's a letdown alone. And for any baby mother, you're going to get a cuss for that, right? All the brothers in there who's got a ones, you let your baby mother down at the last minute because you're supposed to be accompanying her to watch your 16-year-old son collect his year 11 accolades. And while you're on your way to pick him up, he rings you to tell you that he's too busy. Are you going to have an argument with him or not? Because I know I would, right? So that's what happens. Apparently, they get to the school. She's had enough. And she says, you know what? I ain't doing this no more, you waste man. I'm going in. I can really relate to that. That's something that I would say. All right. They go in. Brother says to me that while they're in the ceremony now, it's all going on. He notices there's some kind of kerfuffle going on at the door. He sees his mum speaking worryingly to his PE teacher or something, and he goes over. He realizes at that point that his dad is outside. The teacher says to him, your dad's outside creating a fuss. So he tries to go out to the dad, Dylan Duffus, to, you know, control the situation, keep his mum safe, because actually Dylan Duffus is outside the outside the building trying to get in to attack his mum. This is what he told me. So he goes out to try to defend that. And this is in line with what you're saying, Delia, that he's a protector and he looks after everyone. You know, he goes in to try to defend that, and Dylan punches up the little boy. And what do we think happens next? Does he fold? Does he go scuttling away because he's too shamed and too injured to go and get his accolade? No. The young boy walks back inside that building with his busted up face and collects his accolade. Shame on you, Dylan Duffus. We ain't claiming you. You're not a black man. You're not from our community. How dare you do that to a young, aspiring black king? How dare you, you nut job. Absolute nut job. You're a psychopath. That's what you are. And I'm going to put the link out in a minute. And I dare you to come on here and face me because
But
you lied to me.
he's bringing community together, isn't
You
it?
lied to me. Sorry, sis. You lied to me on that phone call. You told me that you disciplined your son, and that's the only people you've ever put your hands on. You told me you never put your hands on women, but you've broken your little sister's jaw at 16 just because she got pregnant. Hello?
My dad has been involved. My dad is disabled. And when he's got up to defend his grandchildren, he's pushed over this disabled man. He has phoned up one of his baby mother's workplaces and threatened to push these disabled people out of their wheelchairs if she doesn't respond to him while she's at work, speaking to one of her co-workers, telling the co-worker to tell her, this is what I will do if she doesn't pick up the phone while she's at work.
He's an absolute terrorist. That's what it is, you know? And the way that he likes to depict himself is really quite worrying because I'm going to show a video of, you know, when the sister that was supposed to come on was trying to appeal to him to get him to understand why he's been so destructive in her life. And he thought it was funny to send her this. He said, what the hell is all that about, sis? in these days and times, in these last days, this is how you're going to be depicting yourself. Does he not understand
Demon
symbol?
in it is a demon.
God's
That well,
sake.
he's got demon working through him.
You
That's
know,
why I don't
let's
have
show
time
something
for
else
that,
here
man.
as well,
Can't
very
deal with
quickly,
it.
sis. This is him terrorizing sister. You know, she's trying to get rid of him. Sometimes she has conversations with him because, you know, she just wants to get rid of him. And sometimes it's better to be nice. For any woman that's been abused or stalked by a man, they can relate to that, you know? But this is a clip of him terrorizing not only her, but her baby father outside her house.
I'm trying to get him out my house, and he wants to come mash up your car. So I'm recording you. I'm recording you. I'm recording you. I'm recording you because I want you out of my house. Dirty stink because I want you out of my house. Bye. Not in front of my son. Bye. See the kind of man he is. Come out my house. Come catch you going through my window 5 o'clock in the morning. The other morning, should call the police on him. Get out. It was really cold on Friday night. I'm gonna call the cops.
And here's another one of him, you know, just refusing to leave her house and get out of her bed.
So you just think you can be laying in my bed on the phone with your baby mama talking about your pimping? Your pimping?
About messages you post on the internet.
Yeah, pimping.
Reply to her messages. Just say they out here owing people money and this, that, and the third. I reply to the messages.
And it's instead of you saying it ain't like that or saying nothing, you want to act like you somebody. It's pimp. It's pimp. Yeah, it's pimping.
I am somebody, baby.
You feel good to be owing a fucking mother that got children to feed and shit. It's pimping.
I don't give a fuck.
It's pimping.
You can't put that on my conscience. I don't give a fuck.
It's pimping.
It's what it is.
You can't put it on your conscience to steal from a mother with kids and then lay up in her bed and just act like you ain't got no fucking life. It's pimping. But then you want fit. It's a fucking facade. This is what these fucking niggas do.
Wow. Wow. This is the nice guy that he said he was. And he really doesn't care, does he?
He doesn't.
Yeah. Doesn't give a damn.
No.
Constantly beating up his children. I'm trying to recall all of the stories that I've just speaking to your family alone. I'm not even talking about people in his community, other victims that come forward. I'm not even talking about them, just you guys alone, and listening to the level of violence that he's put down on this child, on that child. And it seems to be all the women and children in his family.
It's
where did it begin and where did it end? Where does it end, should I say?
Where does it end? Like I said, I've given up. I'd love to have been able to fully remove myself, but he has left these 8 kids. These 8 kids are still there, trying. When you talk about trying against the odds, I am so proud of my oldest nephew.
100%.
When you talk about helping the community, this is a guy who will be in the shop and can't walk past somebody and pay for their shopping. This is the son, the oldest son. That's the Dylan that should have been. And he is his namesake, unfortunately for him, but you know.
But God always leaves it with a witness, you know, sis. He always leaves it in this way.
Yeah.
And actually, if this brother understood wisdom, if your brother understood wisdom, he would know that, you know, God's making him see a better reflection of himself.
Yeah.
Actually, he should allow that boy to be that.
He can't tolerate that, though. Like I said, the respect has gone to him in any given situation. Even myself, that's who I go to now. Do you know what I mean? They're my nephews. I've got the three older ones, really. The others are the same age as my son, so it's a different sort of relationship. But he and he would have liked it to go the other way. It's like now he would have liked. I believe that he would have liked for the oldest to be like him. Because again, it would allow for him to control the situations more. But the oldest is allowing for the younger ones to see differently and experience different things. So it's not going the way that it was planned, and he's triggered by it.
And I know when we spoke, you said you can't comment on the drugging situation, but you can definitely verify him beating women.
Yeah,
outside of your family.
It's normal. It's normal, but like as you can hear with these baby moms or bulldogs, as you called them, That's what's happened, the manipulation. But for me, as long as from when you can allow somebody to do that to your child, you can kind of see what what you're dealing with.
Yeah,
Because you're
absolutely.
still with him, you're still defending him. This is after the fact, not long after the fact, really. This
To
is
the
after the
point
fact,
where
and that's what
some
you're
of their
prepared to
children are
do.
not even speaking to them. Because I know
Right.
that Gilly said he doesn't speak to his mom.
Oh, Gilly doesn't. Well, yeah, it's a different situation. But like I said, yeah, he doesn't speak to his mom. As I can't, like I said, there's some things that I can't go into. But
Yeah.
she's also a victim. She
Mm-hmm.
was a victim. Like Gilly's 25.
Mm-hmm.
So it does come to a point sometimes where you've allowed for this to happen. And the minute that Gilly sort of matured and could see through that, he couldn't stand for it anymore. And to be honest, I'm glad for that, because he will stand in the middle. And where would it be now? I think it's about 7 years, and it's a shame that he hasn't spoken to his mom. But at the end of the day, had he been there, standing in the middle, what would have happened?
Mm,
Because he's going to defend. That's his nature. That's his character.
of course. I mean, this guy's a psychopath, an absolute psychopath. You know, when he told another time as well, I think he said that day, Gilly is that he actually offered his dad out. He offered him outside
Oh yeah,
because,
yeah.
and he's bigger than
This is
his
the
father.
thing. I've
That
never.
wouldn't be hard.
I'm
Bigger
younger
than him.
than Dylan, but I've never seen him fight a man. Never. I've never seen him fight a man.
I
Gilly
can't.
in width is now twice the size of him. There's 3. In fact, there's 5. There's 5 of them older boys. Like I said, all the boys that are accountable, that are old enough, don't deal with him. If things turn on their head, and this is not threats or whatnot, they're going to defend each other. He's reluctant to step into that situation now, because they're not children anymore.
Exactly. You can't just punch them in the face and hit them with irons anymore. He said that when he offered him out for hitting his little brother like that, you know, he went outside, but that his gran had a baseball bat by the door, and he drew for the baseball bat, and he was laughing, saying, "Why don't you fight like a man?" You know, Shem, your own son, he's bigger than you now. He's not taking your abuse anymore. He's offered you out, and you draw for a baseball bat because you can't beat him with your own fist. You're a coward. Absolute coward. And your baby mothers have got Stockholm syndrome. They need to get therapy and get some help. They need to protect their children.
And that's what I'm going to say, for the sake of the children, who are, some of them ain't even children anymore. Do you know what I mean? You can imagine that this is their whole life. This has been their whole life, 25-year-olds. And this is why I'm so proud of my nephew, because this is nothing new to us. This isn't new. This is the norm. Do you know what I mean? It's like, this is why I'm speaking now, because thank you. Do you know what I mean? Thank you. Because I don't really trust the authorities or whatnot, because to me something's dodgy. How has he got away with this much already? How has he got away with this much? So anyone who wants to deal with him or think that, because talk about grasping people, something's happening.
Yeah.
Something's
Well,
happening.
I've been told stories of him, you know, his tag box never beeping and him just doing what he likes when he's on tag. I can't verify that, but I've been told that. And there's a lot of conjecture, isn't there, around his status as a person in the community that may be able to get off with things for whatever reason.
Extremely odd. Do you know what I mean? He was on remand for that.
Some people are saying, I reckon he maybe have been abused by his dad, Buell St. Mary. By all accounts, I did ask you about that, didn't I, sis? But that isn't the case at all.
You see, my dad, when he was well, he was a community activist. He was making, unfortunately, my dad had a brain hemorrhage, and that was back in 96, 97. So Dylan would be in his mid-teens, mid-teens at the time. So I'd say my dad spoiled him. Yeah, I'd say he spoiled him, but abuse. That's not, like I said, you grew up in church, there's no excuse for it. Not to say church saves people, but this isn't how we grew. We weren't grown like that. I grew up in a house with my mum. You were looked after. If anything, you had everything. Ask people that you grew up with, who was the first person to have Nintendo, this, that, the other trainers, whatnot. It's a lie. It's a lie. Not to say that everything was, you know what I mean? Things go wrong, families are families, but at the end of the day, there's no excuse for this.
I just think it's so telling. It's so telling the way that he tried to do the, drop the manipulation in on the second phone call, and I could just I really got an insight into how he deals with women.
Yeah, the switch up.
It was like my love every minute. It was like, what else was he saying? He was appealing to my better nature as an activist, as a black woman. He was trying every trick. I mean, obviously he doesn't know me, but I could see where he was pulling down the little that he did know.
You gotta remember,
and trying to love bomb me, if
acting.
you like,
The acting, but it's not that great, is it? We've
Well,
seen
it certainly wasn't working. I was just analysing the whole thing the whole time and thinking, okay,
Yeah, well,
I can see how you think you get around women most of the time, but this one is not working, not today.
And this is the thing, he's talking about lionesses. They're vulnerable. These women are. Who allows for that?
Who celebrates the fact that your baby mothers like to go around beating people up all the bloody time and behaving in some kind of irate way? He seems very proud of that fact when he speaks, You should be a man and be actually getting them to elevate themselves. If they're damaged enough to behave in that way, they need a good man in their life that is going to calm them down and teach them how to be ladies, not someone who's going to revere their ratchetness. I don't know how else to put it, sis.
Like I said,
what is this? What is all of this? Someone told me to suck my Marge in the comments. Suck my Marge. I was dying. I said, what kind of people are we dealing with here?
Yeah.
And this man is in his 40s. He's got friends who would tell me to suck my Marge. What is this?
It's not really friends. I think it's more minions and people that have.
Well, yeah.
It's literally, it's grooming. Even with some of these men, it's grooming. It's like he's an actor or narcissist. So at the end of the day, he feeds on it, and over time, because of the different characters he puts on and whatnot. But acting's not that great. His time's up. I don't understand. Well, I struggle to understand how he can't see through it, but people clearly can't.
I'm going to put the link out now,
and that's why because at the end of the day, I'm his sister. We have the same mother, the same father, grew up in the same. I'm telling you, Like I said, I can't speak on the situation, but it's just a new low. It's just a new low.
It is. And he absolutely doesn't give a toss. He really doesn't. He's very convincing in that. Maybe he does deep down, I don't know. But he's very convincing in making people believe that I don't care what I do. I don't care who I hurt.
But
I don't
why
care what
would
I
you
do.
not?
I don't care how you feel. It's
when
just
you haven't bore consequences, and then you have the support of people, when you have this, why would you feel that way?
Yeah. Because everybody, tell me about there was this thing he was saying that about the police set him up, or somebody set him up, not the police, and he went to the police about it when he had
I think that was
he had something where he was wanted or something, right?
That was the situation with the 9-year-old. So I think he hid for a couple of days, so they were looking for him.
So people thought that was something to do with a woman. There it is. We've got it there.
The day, so people thought
that's when he was wanted in 2020. It went up on 8th of December 2020, or the 9th of December. It says the 39-year-old from Handsworth, Birmingham, is wanted for multiple domestic assaults between April and November this year. You see, when it says domestic assaults, people automatically assume that it's between man and woman, right?
Yeah.
They automatically assume that, actually, yeah. But I think they meant all of it, didn't they?
Sorry, I thought, where's the line drawn? How many allegations? Is that normal? Allegation upon allegation upon allegation, and it's just supposed to be allegations. There's something true in there.
Yeah. There are all these allegations, but yet he's such a nice guy and everybody loves him and everyone's going to defend him. He's got a few minions defending him who don't know nothing at the end of the day. All they see is the nice guy that he puts out there, the nice guy that he tried to come back with on the second phone call, the nice guy. But we're seeing a lot of, a very different picture. Very different picture. Out of order. He's a cold, calculated, narcissistic individual. I'm going to play one more.
Have you ever seen? Imagine that. Okay, he's done these films or whatnot. Would his mum not be proud and stood with him to say, "Yeah, this is my son," whether or not, you know, there's music and stuff like that. Sometimes we don't want to promote it, but yeah, it's still my son. That doesn't happen. There's no pride.
Has that not happened?
Sorry, no.
Has that not happened?
No, like she enables him, but she don't support the behaviour. No, she's not in support of it. She's just probably, you know, I've come to the conclusion that she is probably also scared at this point. It's got to be something.
Why do you say that, Delia? Why do you think she's scared?
He's 45, still there. She's still allowing this. She's seen her grandchildren go through this. And, you know, I'm not saying that it's for her to now pick up a belt and lick him or something. I'm not saying that. But what you can do is say, no, not in my house. This is directed the way that my son has to bear the brunt of this because I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Not to say, you know what I mean? I'm not abusive, but he knows. And like, kids are different anyway, but because of growing up and experiencing this and whatnot, I can't allow for certain things to go on. The way he speaks to my mother. It's those sort of things where I can't be around it. I can't.
Yeah, for me, it's just I feel like this whole situation just says a lot about a lot of different things and a lot of different things within our community, because I feel like the level of clout chasing and I don't know, willingness to just be up someone's bum just because of their image, despite the fact that it's not even an A-lister or anything like that, but people in this community are so desperate for a sense of status, a sense of being somebody, that they're gonna try and get behind someone like this. It's very sorry. It's sorry. It's horrible. It's sad. It's just sad. But in a way, that's why I'm glad, because he has forced me to leave that environment. He's forced all of us to leave that environment. None of us are with that stuff anymore. We're not in that anymore. But it's disgusting, especially from big people that have their own children.
Absolutely. And that, you know, the Bible says out of the mouth of babe and sucklings shall come forth wisdom. And there it is. Because how old are you, my love? You are
22.
22 years old, right there. You know, such wisdom from one so young. Big people with children, and they're there talking what they don't know, threatening people, carrying on, defending somebody that has terrorized his entire family, trying to make out he's a good guy. I mean, what the hell is this? Our community needs to fix up. Because you see a guy and you par with him, yeah, and he's a good time guy and the life and soul of the party or whatever it is that you have out there with him. Don't talk what you don't know, because when things go on behind closed doors, it's a whole nother story altogether. Yeah, this man is a violent man that has done more than beat women. You know, more than that. You beat up your baby mother with a dumbbell. I don't care what she's done. A dumbbell. And in her mind, and in the minds of the people around you that know about this stuff and uphold it, it's normal. That's how damaged we are as a community. I'm going to put you know what, before I put the link out, actually, I'm going to play one more thing from the sister that couldn't come on. Then I'm going to play a clip from this 1 Mile documentary. And then we're going to chop it up some more. Is that okay with you guys? Yeah? All right. Let me just play this.
So I'm going to tell you this now, Dylan. I'm going to tell you this now because I just got off the phone. I know Joella want to have this conversation with me, but I'm going to tell you it now. Even though I think she said I should wait and just have this conversation while she's around you. But I'm going to tell you straight up. I didn't tell Joella you drugged me. I did say you put drugs in my drink. Like, I didn't even want to say it. She's like, well, if you're not going to say what it is, then don't mention it. And I said, so, and that's the reason I don't want to get back with you. But that's what I'm saying. But now you want to know why I don't. Let me show you something. I thought you knew me better than that. Well, it don't even matter if you be in your feelings or not. I'm just saying it's a fucked up situation.
That's straight as well.
And Shalina knows.
I don't know these people.
And D-Ray knows. But Dylan, it's about accountability. It's about accountability, Dylan. Dylan, it's accountability, Dylan. Do you think you did me wrong?
Say that again.
Do you think you did me wrong by doing that? Like, accountability?
I'm saying that. Whatever.
I'm not trying to make you look horrible. Listen, this is the thing.
Anyway.
This is the thing. I'm not trying to make you look horrible. I want to help you.
I don't listen to. I'm just showing you. I don't know why you told me that because I don't give a fuck.
But I want to help you. Don't you want help?
I'm saying, what am I supposed to say? They don't do nothing for me. But the fact that she didn't come to the events at the bar, I don't know this woman. You just sat here just lab them out for no reason.
I don't want to lab them out, Dylan. I don't want you drugging me. Dylan, I just don't want you drugging me no more. Can I not speak up for myself? Can I not say that this man has drugged me? I'm a victim. You could have overdosed me and I fucking had a panic attack and told you about this.
Oh, with a splash. With a fucking freak in my head.
I don't business, Dylan. It was a violation and you still ain't seeing it.
The point is.
Come on, I'm just asking you to see it. Can you not change?
Listen to what I'm saying to you, understand? Because I don't think you understand. You know you really dealing with, you don't, because bitch, you switch niggas off, you think you care about that nonsense. I'm known for the most fuckery shit you could imagine. So I don't give a fuck about that.
But still, it make me, listen, I didn't want, listen, at the end of the day, I hold my voice. I never speak on things that you do to me because I don't have nobody to speak to. I'm tired, Dylan. You can't violate me for the rest of my life. Call me a prostitute and a bitch, and I don't want it. I don't deserve it. I deserve better. So I'm going for better. I'm just going to be. So why is you bothering me?
I didn't hear what you said. I was talking. What did you say? You can't do what?
How you treat me? How you talk to me? I fucking care about you, and you disgrace me. So I don't want to be with you.
What are we talking about now?
That one could go on and on and on, but here again you hear her accusing him of drugging her and him saying pretty much, yeah, I did. What, a little splash? I don't care. I don't care what you think. He says actually there as well, self-confess, I'm known for the most terriblest or most violating stuff you can imagine. So what? Who we did? I mean, this man is a monster, in my opinion, Delia. He's a monster.
Yeah, but he's extremely small, you know.
He's a very small monster. That's so true. That's all right. Let me just sorry, very quickly because I want to move on. I'm going to show a clip from this video if I can share my screen. Let me try.
My family's place. I don't go nowhere else because I don't feel safe, mate. The picnic no bigger than my shoes and the picnic run up and down and throw a brick from police.
I wanted to hear what the elders' thoughts was on the state of our community.
Unfortunately, we've got a generation lost. And it's not a generation of black lads, it's a generation of youth that is lost. They are completely lost to us, mate. And there's nothing we can do to get through to them. Catch the damn picnic, take off your belt, swipe him 2 times and send him home to mama. Excuse me. If people think that is bad and that is abusive, sod the latter, yeah. Sod your ass is bad, abusive.
I put life into my kids. The government, the law, I would have backside them in front of the Queen. They can't tell me can't do it. I will do it in front of the Queen. If they want to lock me up after, that's fine. But you know something? None of my kids got involved in the riots because of what I've drummed into them.
Yesterday we sat down and some big men speak and they think it needs to be resolved with a beating. Look at the big youth. Now stand next to me, please, so you can see this on the road. You can't beat these youths because they'll probably beat you. Do you understand? There has to be other measures and other ways to go, right? I'm not saying that they don't need discipline, you know what? I'm talking there's levels to beating them, car. You can get a slap or somebody can find piece of this in the house and stop, and beat you to a pulp. You understand it? There's levels to it. A little slap, discipline, like picking up stuff and chairs. And I've seen people get beaten, like serious beatdowns. Like, you have to know what we're doing, man. It says there's a lot to it. Like, the more I've analyzed this thing, we've got a whole lot of problems within ourselves and we want to blame the whole world, man. This is our own stuff out. I've got this slight feeling that kids that have been beat are slightly more violent. I have that feeling. I'm not 100%, so you can't quote me on that, but I've got a feeling that the kids who are beaten are slightly more violent. And in my community and where I come from, beating is normal.
What's happened to you?
Yeah, like, see the other day, like Tuesday and that, I was nearby town and that, and then like some police see me in it and they chased after me, so I started.
Can you believe the double standard? Yeah? Did I just hear that right, Delia? I think you're on mute.
It's slime and it's just narcissistic behavior.
Wow.
He will tell you what he thinks you want you know what I mean, what he thinks you want to hear. That's the character. That's the that's Dylan. He will tell you what he thinks you want to hear.
Complete and utter, beyond sick, Hurricane Toya, beyond sick.
He doesn't even talk like that.
That children who are beaten are more violent. Well, what did you try to do to yours? But it didn't work. That's the thing. Unbelievable, just unbelievable. I'm going to put the link out. I want to know who's going to come in and defend this stuff. Yeah, let's have a look. I'm going to put the link out, people. There it is. Copy and paste that into your browser and you'll be able to get onto the live and say your piece. I'd love to hear from the people that have been running up their mouths in the Instagram comments, especially. I'd love to hear from, I don't know her name, the young lady, but the baby mother that was in the background. I'd love to hear from Dylan himself. And I'd love to hear from anyone else who's been in the comments making aspersions at this stage. I'd like to know what people are actually saying, but we can have a chit chat until then. Yeah, if Dylan's in the chats, come on, Dylan. I want to talk to you, brother. Break it down for us, you know? Break it down. Are you okay with that, sis?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good to go.
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens. Okay, there's somebody called TT who's jumped on. TT, his time is up live. How are you? TT? You one of them ones that your camera's off, don't worry. This is what happens, you know? Yeah, come up, Magic Handsworth, please. I did ask you to come on the live. I did ask you to. You know, let's see what you've got to say. Maybe you can explain to me why telling an auntie like myself of 54 years old, I don't know how old you are, but you're clearly not my age, why it's okay to suck my marge. Tell me why you think that that is an effective form of communication. Jump on. This is a bit, sis, where we usually get radio silence. I got a lot to say in the comments, but they won't come on and face us. It's madness. Happens every time. Unbelievable. But let's see how it progresses. I'm just very struck by how this person can live such a double life. I mean, it's almost past narcissism. It feels like multiple personality disorder to me. Okay, Magic is jumping on. Hello, Magic.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain to me why telling me to suck my marge is necessary?
Well, I seen you posting up shit about my bedroom, innit? So I just says what I says.
Okay, how old are you, by the way?
41.
41?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
So you're almost reaching middle age.
Yep.
And you thought it was a good idea to blindly defend your brethren and to do it in that way. It's not a good idea, brother, man. That's not the way to communicate. That's not how we do things here. And we're grown-ass people. I thought you were a bit younger, actually.
Okay.
There's lots of rumors going around about you in your community, but I don't really want to get into that. I was only making the point that that's what I've been told. I can't verify anything. They're just rumors. We deal with evidence, and they are just rumors. I made that very clear. But anyway, why are you here? What do you want to say in his defense, or are you still defending after hearing everything?
You called out my name. You just said to be coming to the chats, and I'm too afraid to say something, so I'm here.
Okay, so okay. Okay, so what do you have to say?
Well, I've watched the video. So, but what exactly is going on? You're saying that he's supposed to have drugged this woman that's on the phone. Is that what you're saying?
So you want to talk about that part, but not the other part?
I want to talk about what he... Basically, I'm here because I've seen something going about saying that he's drugging women and sexually assaulting them. That's what's been
No.
going around, right?
If you look at my post very clearly, it
Yeah.
says nothing about sexual assault. That's urban myth. Get that out of your head.
So
At no
what
point
exactly?
have you heard us say sexual assault, and at
All
no
right,
point have you
cool.
seen that appear in writing.
All right, then my bad. Do you know what?
Sorry?
Interesting.
Are you still there, Magic?
I think he said he's going.
Oh, did he? He's still
No,
here.
I'm still here.
Okay, yeah.
I was...
Sorry, what did you say, brother?
I didn't realize it cuts off when I flicked the screen. I'm going to look on exactly what your post says and read it quickly. Give me like 30 seconds, yeah?
Okay.
Cool.
I'll do the same, even though I know what I wrote.
Yeah, that he drugs women then beats them up, yeah?
Mercilessly is what I said.
Yeah, so he's basically saying that he's going around drugging women and then beating them up. Like, so where's this evidence? You're saying you haven't shown any evidence of him drugging someone and beating them up.
Well, how is anyone going to get evidence of that if those things are done in private, number one? Did you hear him admitting to that or even denying it, actually? Did you hear anything within that conversation?
I heard him saying he doesn't know what he's denying. And the reason
No,
why...
not the conversation between me and him. The other things that I have played tonight of him having a conversation with the victim.
To me, it sounded like he does a lot of what he likes to do. He sounded like he was talking to people in the background and just had her on air and we're just saying, what are we talking about now? That's what it sounded like.
I think you're getting mixed up. I think you're getting mixed up here. I've played several tapes tonight. I've explained what they are. Maybe if you watch it back, you'll catch it.
Okay, I watched everything.
But listen, there's two conversations between me and him. Yeah?
Yeah.
Put that one side. I'm talking about the other ones with the person who's got an accent, that girl. That's not me.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Okay. And what did you get from that?
I was a bit confused by the whole conversation because I'm not sure whether he's talking to her sometimes, whether he's talking to someone else in the background. Like
it's both of them. Just to get it clear for you, yeah. He's talking to her. They are having a conversation on the telephone. Yeah. Okay. She's taped it, so there's nobody else. You might hear some background noise, but he's only talking to her. That's what you're hearing.
Yeah.
Do you want me to play it again for you?
Yeah, play it.
Not all of it.
Yeah, play the part that you're talking about.
You see, have you really been like paying attention?
Yes.
So I'm not sure why you're confused. Is anyone else confused? I thought I made it clear.
I'm not confused. I just like to be clear on exactly what I'm answering. That's what it is.
Yeah, all right, cool. Let's do that then. All right. So the first one that I'm going to play, and I'm not going to play all of it because it's quite long, isn't it? Is when she's asking him about the drugging. You know, why did you do that? And all, you know, I don't think that you hate me. I think it's because of this. And he says it's because I just turned you up. Okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on. I'm just trying to get to it. Right, here we go.
I just got into the realization that I will not be getting certain things, put myself in the situations that are not good for me. That's it.
That's fair. You say that, then don't try and blame me now. That makes more sense. So to try to find some angles to figure it and just keep out here.
And yeah, I just don't want to be putting myself in situations that are not good for me in many different ways. You get what I'm saying?
That's cool. What did you think that?
But I got love for you. I want you to heal, and I want you to be better, and I don't want you sipping no drugs and nobody drinks for no party time. Because listen, I don't think you do it like you don't. I don't think you do it because you hate me. I said I had to defend. Even so, defending you.
It's for the turn up.
It's a turn up, exactly. He wants to turn all the way, crank it all the way up. Without my knowledge of it being it, he want me to turn up. Turn it up today. That's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good without my consent. It's not a turn up. It's traumatizing. Because I trust you. So you got camera back the cops, you can close them, open them, so people can't want to sleep things. Can you change? Listen, promo.
Do I need to play more, Magic?
Well,
sorry, Claire, can you come off and connect your device because it's not letting you on? Yeah, sorry, Magic, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just confused to what's going on there, because she says, I don't want you to drop any drugs in somebody's drink or do anything like that. And then she starts going into the next conversation, and then but it doesn't sound like...
He basically says, yeah, so what, I can't open the camo bottle and flick a little something in there. Like he's laughing about it to her, yeah? And she's saying, but not without my consent. No, you can't do that. That's what she's actually saying. Let me make it clearer, actually, because this one's even clearer. And that's why I'm a little bit confused. Maybe you need to just rehear it. 1 second.
So I'm going to tell you this now, Dylan. I'm going to tell you this now because I just got off the phone and I know Joella want to have this conversation with me, but I'm going to tell you it now, even though she said I should wait and just have this conversation while she's around you. But I'm going to tell you straight up. I did tell Joella you drugged me. I did say you put drugs in my drink. Like, I didn't even want to say it. She's like, well, if you're not going to say what it is, then don't mention it. And I said this, I said. And that's the reason I don't want to get back with you. But that's what I'm saying. But that now you want to know why I don't. Let me show you something. I thought you knew that and that. What the fuck am I supposed to give a fuck? What do you want to think about that? Do you want my nigga we do business and get money to get around with all this girl from nowhere? I'm always going to use it. I'm not supposed to feel my feelings. Well, it don't even matter if you be in your feelings or not. I'm just saying it's a fucked up situation. That's straight as well. And Shalina knows. I don't know these people. And D-Ray knows. But Dylan, it's about accountability. It's about accountability, Dylan. Dylan, it's accountability. Dylan, do you think you did me wrong? Do you think you did me wrong by doing that? Like, accountability? I'm not trying to make you look horrible. Listen, this is the thing. This is the thing. I'm not trying to make you look horrible. I want to help you. I don't listen to him. I'm just showing you. I don't know why you told me that for, because I don't give a fuck. But I want to help you. Don't you want to help? I'm saying, what am I supposed to say? They don't do nothing. What the fuck does she mean? They come to the events at the bar. I don't know this woman.
Right, so does that sound Magic? I'm going to let somebody called Anonymous on. Just don't talk for a second, Anonymous. I'll let you on in a minute. Does that sound Magic, like someone who's protesting their innocence to you?
It just sounds confusing to me. I'm just too confusing. You can hear, like, it's clear what she's saying that he's meant to have done, but his response is like, I can't exactly hear what he's saying. It sounded like I don't know this woman. Like, I heard him say something like that, but it's not.
He said he doesn't care about who she told. No one else.
Yeah, and the thing is this: like, I know.
Are you sure you don't want to hear it? I can upload that one. Actually, I can upload that one for you to hear it better. I'm just playing it from my phone. Maybe I should upload that one. I'll do that at some point, and then you can listen to it, because it seems to me that you're kind of trying to not hear it. That's what it feels like, Magic.
It's better you just say you just want to back your brethren.
Yeah. Really.
Sorry to butt in and all of that.
It's all right, Anonymous. That's fine. Blessed. Welcome to His Time Is Up.
At the end of the day, Magic, it's better you to say, you know what, it's my brethren at the end of the day, and I'm going to back him. Don't come in here and, try and make it out like you're hearing or you can't hear this. You just said you've been in the chat for the whole of the last 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. What I'm trying to explain is that I can hear what she's accusing him of, but I can't make out what he's saying back. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for me to answer a question clearly when somebody says, what do I think of that? I need to fully understand what's going on. You get me?
So, Anonymous, can you hear what he's saying back?
I think everyone in here can hear what he's saying.
Exactly.
I can hear some of what he's saying back, but I can't hear all of it. I heard something like him saying, I don't know this woman, what am I supposed to do? Like,
I think maybe then you should leave the chat and go back in
Yeah,
and
I
rewatch
think
it.
it's that
And
time magic, unfortunately.
yeah, because
I don't think you're really going to offer anything to the conversation if you can't hear. But you came up to try and defend something. I don't know. What was it?
no, I didn't say I can't hear what's going on. I says I can't make out all of what he's saying.
All right, let me just hear from Anonymous. You can stay. I'll mute you up. Say nothing. If you've got anything to add, then we can unmute you at this point. Okay? I'm not going to kick you out. You've been quite respectful so far. You haven't told me to suck my march. I would advise you, Magic, not to go around saying that to people. It's not a good idea, is it? And it's not very polite.
It's not still.
Anonymous, blessed brother, I can hear you from Birmingham. Talk to me.
Yes. I'm a family member, but I'm gonna obviously remain anonymous. I weren't really gonna speak out, but you know, a lot of things I've heard I didn't know myself as well. So a lot of it was new to me. Do you know what I mean? So it's prompted me to obviously jump on here and whatnot. I mean, you've covered a lot of it, but I think the main thing for me, obviously, I've got little sisters and whatnot, so I take it personally as well, hearing all of this and doing this to women and him not caring. It just baffles me because as bad as he is to us, he's not like this. Like, he's a victim. He gets bullied wherever he goes. He's not bad. Like, he's not bad. Do you know what I mean?
He's not a bad man.
He's not bad. This is what baffles me. You got people that are out here that do actual real things to him, live, direct, in front of people, on camera, off camera, and it's like you've got no reaction. But something like a small gesture, your 9-year-old son that you created, you've got such aggression and such anger. I don't understand where it comes from. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, the rest of them will kind of know. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I mean, me personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I know you can label it as multiple personality disorder or what. I don't think it's anything like that. I think, you know, excuse my language, he knows within himself that he's a pussy. Excuse my language.
No, it's fine.
So I feel like because of that, he goes around, he does what he does within his inner circle to try and make himself feel better about himself. Like he is a big man. Like he can do this and he can do that. I personally haven't spoken to him for over 3 years, just simply because at the end of the, you know, I'm 23 years old as well. I'm on the phone to him. You know what I mean? You've got me at 2 p.m. sweating, wanting to get in my car and come and do something to you. We're both grown men. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's kind of all he does with his days. He just sits on the phone and argues with different people. And as you can hear on the phone when you're talking to him, it's not really a conversation ever, is it? So
no.
He seems like a man, I don't know, he just seems like a man that's just, I don't think he knows himself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Sorry, he does that. His days are spent like this. That conversation with you is the norm for him, and with the baby mums and whatnot. That's what he thrives on. You know. So sorry, going back to
100%. The baby mum thing. That's a control thing. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of blame in there on their parts, but at the same time, it's their victims as well.
But they clearly don't see it because of their condition with him. Yeah,
they don't know it.
But there's a lot of things that they do know and they do see, and they don't speak up on because it's easier not to. Do you know what I mean? It's easier to turn a blind eye. It's easier to just let him shut his mouth off or let him do this.
Well, I think after 21 years, that's become part of their life as well. They kind of thrive on that back and forth with each other, and whatever their polygamous relationship or whatever, this is what they're living for now as well. And
they would have to face what the victims face, as we saw in the video, him trying to climb in their windows at 5 o'clock in the morning, constantly harassing them. You know, not everyone's strong enough to, like she was, to stand up to that.
Oh yeah, it's happened with all of them anyway. You know what I mean? It's just a season at the moment where they're cool, but it's the norm. They go through it all. They've had worse confrontations with him than that. You know what I mean? So that's why, to me, it's not really surprising. I've seen a lot worse.
Heaven points out. Blessed love, Sister Heaven. Heaven points out it's called narcissistic fuel. They thrive off of conflict. Any attention is good for them, even if it's bad. That's right. Absolutely.
He's the first one to say, even this, to some extent, he'll get something out of this. Any attention is any publicity is good publicity. That's one of the things that I've seen him stand in the mirror and say to himself. Do you know what I mean? When things are hitting the fan.
That's very characteristics of personalities like him. They'll stand and go on like they're against it and whatever, but quietly they like it, really, because it's the spotlight is on them.
A lot of the things he says, the main thing for me is just everything he does is for Instagram. Do you know what I mean? We'll go out for a meal as a family without him, obviously, because no one talks to him. And the first thing he'll say, you know, as a parent, even if you're trying to do better, as I heard him say on the phone to you, you might say, "Oh, here's some money. I know you're taking out all 8 of the kids," or "have a good time," or anything that a parent would say. But no, the first thing he will say is, "Make sure you get a picture." So the reason he wants a picture is because then he can put it on his Instagram. And then when he puts it on his Instagram, he looks like, obviously, actor, famous dad of 8. That, do you know what I mean? And you wasn't even there.
As you've heard,
you're one of his sons, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the whole picture, like the whole image, everything that he does. That's the only thing that it's the way he fakes it. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, outside looking in, it's gonna look great by the end of the day. And it runs a lot deeper than that, even just down to, you know, my older brothers sitting down and watching him tell my younger brothers to argue with police, to do things that will get you arrested, because it's you know, when it boils down to things that's gonna directly affect their life more than the physical and mental traumas they're already going through. It's out of order. Do you know what I mean? Like it gets a lot deeper than that. People shouldn't be allowed to. It's control, but you're also navigating someone's life, and they're only going to look up to you as their dad.
Absolutely. So he actively tells his children or his sons to argue.
I think there'd been one situation that happened. My brother would have told you better, but from what I picked up from it, there'd been a situation. There'd been approached by police over the situation, and naturally, you know, you're not gonna win with the police. That's what the system is. We all know what the system is. Sometimes you just have to pick your battles, and you know, I mean, I'm gonna go home a free man at the end of the day. But he will go out of his way to tell them that no, you should have done this, you should have said this, and all of the information he's given them would have definitely got them arrested. And then what happens when they got a criminal record and they can't get this job and they can't do that? They're gonna be another Dylan Duffus. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Me and my brother, you know, we both live similar lifestyles, both live on our own, him with his missus, whatnot, pay bills. You know what I mean? If you flip it to him, he'll tell you, don't pay bills.
Yeah.
Why would you pay bills? Why would you want to live when you can stay here or you can do this? And
wow.
You're just trying to teach you the wrong
spirit. My goodness.
His living situation is the way that it is because he's waiting for my parents to die so that he could have the house. That's
his
why
words.
he chooses to live that way. Those are his words.
Complete waste, man.
But as a man as well, like I feel like the truth, you know, like you get a lot of these fake people, activists, whatever you want to label them. You're meant to be going in. If you're going to go into a school, if you're going to go into a community center, anything like that, it's meant to be, well, this is how I am. I've recognized how I am. I'm here to tell you how not to be, because I've lived it, because I know what it's like, because I know. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Not I'm going to walk in this room and be somebody that I am not, and tell you. And I'm part of the information. You're not even physically capable of giving, because you ain't even recognized it yourself.
Isn't he banned from speaking at schools and things?
Where is he not banned from? Do you know what I mean? Where is he not banned from? But no, I just wanted to keep it short. Like from a character point of view, externally, everyone looking in, it's all a lie. And I know that sounds like a broad statement, but it's literally all a lie. Every single post, everything, big business plans, this, that, and the other, money, cars, whatever it is, it's all a lie. Every single thing.
Yeah. This is what I've been told. You're not saying to anything that hasn't been verified through other people who know and are close to him that have told me exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It's annoying, man. And I'm sick of hearing about it from X, Y, and Z. Do you know what I mean? Luckily for me, I'm probably the only son, I think, that was not born in the area or not grew up in the area. So
lucky for you.
I'm not as connected to him, you know. Outside people probably don't know as much as the rest of them that I'm his son. But just hearing it is enough. So I can only imagine how bad it is for everybody else. But
yeah,
you know,
just hold it there one moment. Don't go anywhere, Anonymous. Magic, what are you saying? Before I kick you off, because I am going to kick you off in a minute. But what are you saying, Magic? What are you saying? Is this the brethren that you're defending and telling people to suck their mothers over? Oh, I'm gone.
you can't even take anything that he's obviously been coached.
And also, why isn't he here? Why aren't you here, Dylan?
I think he sounds like somebody who's also been groomed by him. I think I'm
Of
aware
course,
of who
this
he
is
is.
what I'm
I
saying.
think
Why
he's
have
been
you
around
sent
since, yeah.
one of
I
your
think,
little groomed minions to try and defend
that's
you?
what
At least send your top shotter boy. And I don't mean street shotter, I mean psychological, intellectual shotter boy.
Yeah.
Even that.
Don't send the half-wit.
Even that, who's got any he's on about check his, like, what resume is he talking about? Who's got any, like, what's he done in the street? And I'm not to glorify it, because I'm not like that either, but for somebody that goes so, like, the people that are really out here that have done stuff or do stuff don't talk like that. Do you know what I mean? They don't tell you how bad they are and how mean they are and how much guns they've shot. Like, it's the complete opposite. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that stuff. Do you know what I mean? This guy is so far from it. It's ridiculous. Like, before things got serious, just listening to you just laughing, like, what on earth are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? He wouldn't even raise his voice if me and my big brother were in the same room as him together. It's only when one of us might be on our own, maybe he's got a weapon nearby, he feels like he might have a chance. He's very selective with what he does. He's very in control of his thoughts, and he's very in control of when he wants to set himself off, and he does it because he knows when he'll get punched up and he knows when he won't.
Classic bully, though.
Literally.
You're just going to pick on it. And then it seems to me that the only ones that are really around him that he feels more powerful than is his own little small children of primary school age.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the last thing I will say, this is the one thing my big brother says. It's all fun and games doing all of this. You got 8 boys. It's all fun and games until your 8 boys army turns on you. Then what?
Exactly, because you have to grow.
Then what?
As my father would say, the puppy them turn big dog.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But that's the narrative, and that's what he tries to say. I've got 8 kids. If you knew these kids' story, their lives, this is their whole lives, you know. This isn't just now. This isn't this life. This is 20. They don't know any different from a father. So you listening to my nephew now, tell me how proud I should be that they've turned out the way that they have.
Against all the odds, really, isn't it?
Against all the odds.
God alone.
Against all the odds.
God alone. And we DM'd and DM'd and tagged people like Penny Woolcock, is it? Is that the name? Penny Woolcock and all these other individuals that work with him, but we haven't had a response. I understand that he's been contacted by you guys or people in your family before. They've been contacted, haven't they? And they don't seem to have responded. You know, I'm saying that they need to respond.
I believe it's because they have money tied up in whatever he's doing at the moment. So it's obviously a conflict of interest right now. But I do know, or I believe that they're not with it. They're not for it. But business, isn't it? So
no, it's not good enough, actually.
Yeah.
We're quite sick and tired of people coming into our community, feeding off of it, whether it's those from within that terrorize the community and then make money from it, make money from the image, pretend to be someone else, like we've seen in this 1 Mile thing. I don't even think I'm watching the rest of it. That's enough for me, knowing what I know. But, you know, this happens all the time, and they need to stop. You know, it was like in the case when we had the situation with Marcus Nasty, the DJ. You know, we got in touch with his management, and this woman didn't give a damn about black women. She was a white, middle, what do you call it? Eastern European woman. She didn't give a damn about us. All she cared about was her promotions. You know, we see it time and time and time again, and it's time that it stopped. So I know how the His Time Is Up family, when they put themselves together, can be very, very powerful. You guys need to at Penny Woolcock and all the other production companies. I'm going to put them up during the week. I can't even remember all of them right now. Help me out, team. Post it in the chat for me. the people that he works with, Femi, somebody as well, I wanted a conversation with. These people need to act, because there's no reason why he should be profiting from this act, from this persona that he puts out, and terrorizing his children and his women folk in the process.
I want to know. I'd like to know. Obviously, you work within the prison systems and whatnot. You might have a bit more on it than me. I don't think I've asked multiple people, been in jail, out of jail, all of that. How do you get out? How do you get off remand 5 days after being sent there from court?
Wow.
To no bail conditions. To
no bail conditions with those types of injuries, right?
To still stay and sleep in the same premises that you committed the crime.
But yet you're still on bail for the crime.
Now I'm not pushing like, oh, he needs to be in jail and all of that. I don't even need to speak on that. It all speaks for itself. But the fact of the matter is, it happened and you wasn't there. How did you get released? Because nobody else in the whole of Birmingham can seem to tell me that that's happened to anyone that they know.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And if you are gay, come out the closet. If you are a snitch, then say that you're a snitch and give a positive message. Then, if you want, on why you're helping the police. You're a reformed gangbanger. If you like to push that story, and that's why you're helping the police. But it's
the duality for me. It's the duality. I abhor duality. I abhor people that try to come out and put themselves at the forefront of our community, and they know that they've got these dirty ways going on behind closed doors and that they're terrorizing and abusing people. We don't stand for that whatsoever. Magic, forget it, bro. It's not going to work. Like, why are you back? I can see him backstage. I'm not bringing him on.
He's probably been coached. He sounds like he's had something in his drink as well.
Would you guys want me to bring him on and try and see what he's got to say? Because I'm not going to really tolerate him tonight. He's not really saying a lot. Magic, what is it? If you've got something of value to say, my brother, then great. But if not, we're just going to get back to where we were before. What do you need to say, Magic?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm trying to say something like...
Go ahead then. What have you got to say?
One second.
Are you laughing? Are you sniggering, Magic?
No, I'm not sniggering. I think this thing is funny? This is not.
Yeah, it's not a funny business, really. I thought I could hear that in the background.
You need to see it like this. Like, if a man's your friend and you see stuff going around about the internet about him and he's doing well for yourself, of course you're going to stand up for him.
Oh, but you're here now. I was asking you, what say you now, Magic?
What do you say, please?
I said, I was asking you, what are you saying now? Because you were one of the loudest voices defending him. Now that you've heard the live and you've heard the evidence, what are you saying?
Well, Dylan has to defend himself in this one because...
Magic. Let me ask you a question, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
As a friend, as a brethren, do you not think first and foremost you should actually see what's going on before you defend the brethren? Because you could be defending a madness that you don't even know. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, I don't know how you don't see what's been put in here today, but I personally think you have. But as a brethren, if you really are brethren, should you not be able to go to your brethren and say, yo, you're wrong for that, you know? You shouldn't even be moving like that. I can't believe you're going on like that. Or even if you are concerned, brethren, should you be saying, oh, you need to get help then, bro? You need to do this, you need to do that. Oh, you got kids, you shouldn't be doing that to your kids. Basically, you're just saying you're condoning everything that he's doing, and that's cool if that's the way you live your life, bro.
How did I say I'm condoning everything?
You know what it is? It's one or the other, bro. Either he's wrong or he's not.
Okay, can I explain something, yeah? I see a thing going around about my brethren saying this and that, yeah? Like, I'm just natural, like, same if it's you, fam, you're my brethren, and a man saying something about you, I'm going to be like, what are you talking shit about my brethren for? You get me? I've come onto this live show now, and I've seen all of this, and then I'm being questioned about stuff that he says. Like, I don't know how to answer those.
Have you spoke to him?
Like that.
Have you spoke to him?
I haven't spoken to him today.
So then it's irrelevant, bro. How are you coming on there and defending someone and you don't even know the story? What are you gonna do? Listen. What are you gonna do if you phone him and he says, "Bro, it's true"? You look like a dickhead. You just come on here and spoke in his defense, and he's just told you it's true. Then what? Obviously, that hasn't happened.
I spoke because my name got called out. I was in this chat for ages. You're not saying nothing, and then I heard, oh, Magic Hands with Magic saying something.
Nah, I hear you.
Magic Hands with Magic saying something. Oh, he's saying this. Now he's too afraid to come on the thing.
But you've not spoken
your
to him.
name was called because you told the big woman to suck him hard.
That's
But
what your name was called.
you've said you've not spoke to him though, have you?
Not today.
So
I
you don't know
to him yesterday
about this?
Yeah, I spoke to him.
And what's he said?
He says he doesn't know nothing about it. That's what he told me.
He doesn't know nothing about it. He doesn't know what's going on.
He says it's all bullshit.
Okay, well, now you know he's been lying to you, right?
So now you should know he's lying then, because you've heard it.
Well, I've heard him on the phone. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. When you're asking me about what he's saying now, and then you're thinking that I'm going slow, it's because I don't know how to answer a question like that. You need to.
Okay, the only reason. Can I just end this? Because
you're not even making no sense, bro. So I'm gonna.
Nah, listen to what I'm saying.
Magic. Can I speak? The reason your name got called is because you told me to suck my mother in the comments. That's the only reason your name got called.
I know the reason why my name got called.
And then you came on fronting it like to say, oh, you think I'm too scared, let me jump on.
My name got called, so I came on.
All right, love.
All right, Magic, you ain't got nothing to defend. If you were a true brethren, you'd go and ask him about these things. Whether you can hear that recording or not, you're now on the live with his family members. What are you saying to that? They've told you. I'm
not saying nothing to their family members.
All right, then you don't need to be here. You are going to be
yeah.
Safe. The end of that. Oh, what an idiot! What an idiot! If that's the kind of man that he's got around him,
I was going to say, show me your friends. Really? Show me your friends, and I'll tell you.
Right. That's your right-hand wingman, him.
That's your friend.
And he's 41.
Ridiculous. Right. I'm going to keep it moving, guys. I just wanted to come on here and just say something because obviously I felt obligated because it's family and obviously I've got little sisters and whatnot.
Thank you. And this is Dylan Duffus' son for anybody that wants to question anything. This is his boy. I'm sure you wouldn't come on here impersonating his son, would you? I'm sure there'd be hell to pay if you impersonated one of his children.
I could that's my nephew.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, thanks for having me.
All right, my darling, you take care. Boy, I don't think anyone else is going to come on and try to defend him. There's nothing to defend. Where are you people that was in the comments? Where's these? There was one woman telling me that I'm wicked and I'm cloud chasing and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Where are you? As usual, sis. As usual. I'm going to put the link out one more time, people. Oh God, I thought we might have taken a turn in the comeback. I thought we might have some new blood that might have something substantial to say and come on and try to defend it. Like, really? Yeah, isn't that young man anonymous lovely and articulate? What an articulate young man. I love all of that. I love to see our boys thriving, Diglia. I really do. I think you and Kay have been so brave tonight. It's not easy to come on and stand up to this level of scrutiny, you know? There isn't anybody that's hearing your testimony and seeing some of the things that they've seen, apart from this one Magic guy who just, as I say, seems to be a bit of a half-wit.
And because I'm not, you know, this is why I'm here. I'm here for them. I ain't got nothing but for them, they have to, you know, this is supposed to be their dads, you know what I mean? So I'm glad we came on, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm here for them. That's why I'm here.
There's been people in the chats that's been saying that they fear for your safety and this kind of thing. How do you feel about that?
I've seen the act. It's been an act for 30 years, isn't it? Bring it.
Yeah, you're kind of over him that way, aren't you?
Yeah, it's nothing new, isn't it? It's nothing new.
Yeah. It wouldn't be
in
interest. We've already been in touch with Birmingham Police and some of the surrounding area, those forces there. We've been in touch with those people. They are aware, and they're aware as well of because the victim that was supposed to come on has also informed them. It's not in his best interest to start going after anybody that's participated in this live tonight, including myself. It's really not, and not least because he's on bail. He'll get a recall like real quick. He'll be back on remand if he carries that on. He really will. We're also going to be contacting the Legacy Awards because we don't feel that this man should be representing our community in any way, shape, or form. Any way, shape, or form. His son with the gash in his face. I'm going to show everyone it one more time, as horrendous as it is, because I think it's important for people to understand the magnitude of this guy.
And I think the thing with that picture is it's a picture that we've got. It's a picture that we've got. If we were to have forethought and collated all of the things, like there's so much, and
there'd be a hell of a lot more injuries.
I'm sort of not desensitized, but when that happened, it's like what more? And nothing comes of it. Do you know? Nothing comes of it.
Because he's been coerced between his dad, who did that, Dylan Duffus, and his mother. He's been coerced to try to drop the charges, isn't he? He's not going to go to court. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the norm. That's what happens every time, kind of thing. And he's still one of the younger ones.
Yeah, exactly.
He's an adult now, but he's still one of the younger ones.
He's still one of the young ones.
It's a case of, you know what I mean? He's got nowhere to live. So at the end of the day, your mom, you're gonna go home. You're gonna go home. But again, even that, my nephew had him for 5 weeks. He had him in the house after it happened, and tried to.
Someone called D coming on. Welcome to His Time Is Up, D. You're live.
Hi.
Hiya.
Hi.
What you got to say, D?
No, so this is my live.
Yeah, you're live. You're live. You're talking to me.
Oh,
we can't see you though.
I'm sorry. So no, this is okay. That's fine. No, this is something that I've never really. I don't go on live stream, so for me to pick my iPad up and you come on screen, and I actually looked at it and I thought I didn't know who you was talking about. Didn't know who this Dylan was. I went on the internet, had a look at the face, and I thought, yeah, what you're doing for the community. It is beautiful, because we need more people like you to, to bring all this out.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, so this is what we need as a community, and especially, black young boys growing up in the community, whether it's Birmingham, Nottingham or London, they seem to get highlighted more than the black girls. We're kind of like we're missing from being highlighted, whether it's mental health, being groomed, abuse. So what you're doing, I fully appreciate what you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you. And just to let you know, we've covered a few stories from Birmingham so far. We've covered a few stories from Birmingham so far, but there's not a lot of, a lot of people in Birmingham don't know. I think they'll know after tonight what we're doing. We have an annual march every year in London, and we do want to bring one to Birmingham as well. But we have a march of, all Black women survivors. We all come together in Brixton once a year in October to celebrate ourselves and to hear our voices, basically, and to just, it's something we don't and we don't do. So spread the word in Birmingham. Get yourselves organised.
No, I'm not in
get the right
Birmingham. I'm in
going in
London.
Are you in London? Or even better,
I'm in London. I'm in London. Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, I'm in London. So
look out for the information.
Point, I'm going to try and get your email address. Yeah, because
are you on Instagram at all?
Yeah.
Oh, you are. So you can find me on Afua Rose 69 on Instagram.
Will do.
All right. Blessed love for that.
All right. Night.
All right.
Again, I'm not used to all this technology.
Oh, she's off, bless her. I was going to take her off. Leonie says Leo Chester is and always has been a woman beater. Brother Leo, I certainly hope not, Brother Leo. And me and you would have to talk. I know Leo very well. I hope not. I've never heard that, but I hope not. Wouldn't deny it. I ain't denying it, because every man's got their ways behind closed doors. You know, sis, is there anything else that you want to add before we wrap up?
For me, I just wanted to add that.
This is Kay now. This is yeah. Hi,
Sorry.
Kay.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Upon analyzing this whole situation, it's just highlighted to me, and other situations also. It's just highlighted to me the absolute desperation of some of the people in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen women with children defending paedophiles. I've seen men with children defending men that hit women, but then
Mm-hmm.
they'll also do the image thing and make out like they're an upstanding citizen and stuff like that. And I'm not sure where it stems from, but to me it seems to just stem from an absolute desperation and a lack of identity and a lack of, or feeling like that's how you gain status and gain something. And these people, a lot of them just, they clearly have nothing about themselves, so
Yeah.
they attach to these things and these people.
Yep.
And it's just sad because a lot of these people are 2 times my age. They're 2 times my age, and they are perpetuating this cycle for no actual reason apart from it becomes selfish. It's
Yeah.
selfish because it's for their own sense of, oh, I claim to know this guy, he's a good guy, and he's this guy, so I'm going to sit here and attach myself and claim, well, my kids are there,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't want anyone treating them this way. But for my sense of self, I'm going to sit here and defend a person like this. It's sad. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. And I just think people really need to just grow up and just sort themselves out and just get out of this ghetto mentality. It's just ghetto, and all of this snitching, labeling people as snitches and all of that type of stuff. Like,
foolishness.
At one point, maybe that made sense when people like this would have actually gotten dealt with by their community. Maybe it made a bit of sense when the only thing to snitch about was someone trying to make money. But at this point in time, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's come from the plantation of, you know, are you going to go and tell the massa that we're organising a rebellion? You know what I mean? You're a real sellout for that, aren't you? And I just feel like it's come from there. But you're right. It's got to a point where it's become self-destructive.
Yeah.
And it's got to stop. It really, really does.
Like, people think that they're they don't know, they think that it makes them look away or feel away when they actually assess how sorry they are and their lives are. Just sort yourselves out, please, because kids are growing up and they're growing up past adults and choosing to leave their families, leave like situations behind because the adults are refusing to sort out their mentalities. It's stupid.
Absolutely. I feel like we're going to have to die out. Our generation will have to die out first before we see any real change because they're stuck in their ways. I mean, even I was somebody. Thank you for that, Kay. By the way, I mean, Delia, your children are an absolute credit to you, my sister. Well done, well done. They're absolutely beautiful, beautiful, articulate, wonderful Black people. They're great. Yeah, you know, look, at the end of the day, we are our own worst enemy. We're guilty of internalized racism. The white man took his hands off years ago, generations ago, in fact, and we are self-perpetuating now. We're doing it to ourselves. You know, we're doing it to ourselves. We really, really are. And this Dylan Duffus guy is a classic case in point of what is wrong in our community, you know. But these are the types of men that seek power, that put themselves at the forefront of the community and seek to represent and speak for us. Meanwhile, they're abusing their folk behind closed doors. It's unacceptable. And we exist to call that out because we don't need it in our community. We really, really don't. We need good, upstanding brothers that are able to... I mean, where do I start with this magic fellow? 41 years old, and this is what you've got to contribute to the betterment of your people. Really? This is what you've got to do. That's what I'm talking about. It's the magics of this world, the Dylan Duffuses of this world.
But it's almost as though they're the majority.
Sorry?
It's almost as though they're the majority sometimes.
It feels that way, doesn't it? It does. I'm not saying it is. It's not. But then we have a silent majority then of brothers that just refuse to come forward. And to me, it's just as bad as the other.
Yeah.
you know, because actually, who better to deal with these people than their own peers, their own brothers that say, actually, no, you're not coming out with us. Look at what you've done. But I bet you any money there'll be people still parring around him if magic is anything to go by. There'll be still people accepting him into their friendship circles, won't there? Still happen. And those are the guys that need to be held responsible along with their perpetratory brethrens. That's what I believe anyway. It's definitely what I believe. I thought I would have heard from him tonight. Actually, I didn't. We had a wager. Some people saying he'd jump on, he can't really help himself. He's too much of a... Oh, go away, Magic. You're not coming on again. Just go. I'm starting to believe that you actually have got difficulties with understanding. Just kicked him off. He's just come back on to say what I don't know. It'll be nice to hear from somebody who's got a reasonable argument. This is what happens, sis. It goes so quiet in the comments when the evidence is presented. It really does.
That's the thing. There was so much people at the beginning trying to defend him, and then near the end, yeah. But I just don't understand why you would try so hard to defend before anything's come up. Like, what do you have for him that we shouldn't, or that we are not supposed to have? Why you feel the need to defend him? It's sad behavior.
It's bizarre. It's very bizarre. It's this kind of blind loyalty. And we do it in our communities. Like, no, they didn't. That's my brethren. You can't say that, but you don't know. And that's one of the things, that one of the affectations of what is wrong with us. You understand? And you know what makes me sick about this? Because we see it time and time again. What makes me sick is that when they've been proven wrong, there's none of them that have the humility and the decency to come on and say, do you know what? Hands up, I was wrong. I apologize. Magic, or what his name is, he didn't apologize for telling me to stop my mother. Didn't apologize. Hasn't got the capacity to do that. That's what's wrong. Jump on. All you little gal that was in there defending him on Instagram, that was all very, very vocal in the comments at the beginning. What say you now? The link is there. Jump on.
I remember once he'd left his Facebook account open at my nan's, so I went on and I wrote a status on his Facebook exposing himself. The amount of women in the comments talking about, oh, you must be one of the bitter baby mums. He would never be like this. He would never do this. I'm like, who are these people? Go and focus on yourselves. Like, it's just, yeah.
Thanks, T-Dog. You just reminded me, Femi Oyeniran. Want a word with you, Femi. I hope you're not defending this guy. You've been working with him. And Penny Woolcock and the guy from the Legacy Awards. He's a Birmingham guy, and he's a Brummie, the Legacy Awards thing. Not a Brummie guy.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Lioness Keats. Yeah, he's clearly tapped, that guy, that magic guy. He's tapped. Yeah, we're definitely going to be writing them. I want all his time is up supporters, members, followers to flood these people's socials and form some kind of boycott, if you like. And I'll tell you another thing: if they don't drop him from those awards, the His Time Is Up team will be outside of those awards, creating some kind of voice for his victims in Birmingham. We're not having it. We don't want these people at the forefront of our community pretending that they represent us in any way, shape or form. And by all accounts, all these films are about negative gang violence and all the rest of it. It's not beneficial to us. We're not putting up with it. And it's as simple as that. My sister, thank you so much, sis, for coming on and sharing. And we will be talking again afterwards as well. I need to take a few details from you that I can pass over to Birmingham Police as well. So we're going to make sure that he stays in his lane and doesn't try to hurt anyone else, because it's not acceptable. Not least myself. He'd be making a very sorry mistake if he thinks he's got my address. If some little treacherous dog has been out there trying to give him my address, who probably knows me or something. I don't know if it's true. It's probably not. A lot of people see my address online and think that it's my home address. It's my business address. Let them come. But at the end of the day, if he thinks he's going to try and locate me and try to come my side of the place and try and do anything, he will get a very rude awakening, let me tell you that, on a number of levels. So I can't wait. When they say this to me and they threaten me, sis.
Yeah.
I get excited because I know, well, actually, you're going to get closer to getting your just desserts, aren't you? So there it is.
It's
Yeah.
like, for me, you know, like I said, I'll stand in front of these kids. It's been too long, too much. What are you going to do? You're going to kill me.
Yeah.
prove yourself right. You know, do your truth in it. If you, that's, I'm not saying, you know, I mean, obviously, but that's, what more? What more?
Yeah.
This is why I'm
Absolutely.
speaking now, because it's like in some sense, I feel a bit responsible for not speaking before. Do you know what I mean? I've seen these films go ahead and whatnot, and it's like, it's mad to me. It's mad to me, and it's the support behind it. Too many people already know. You got to think, for every one of those baby moms, there's families, there's friends, there's whatnot who have seen it and seen the bruises and seen the, you know what I mean? The people know. People know.
They know, and shame on you people that know.
So it's
Shame
whether
on
or
you
not
people that
you
stand around and allow this to happen. Shame on us. Shame on you people in Birmingham that know about this guy and choose to say nothing. And they're the same people that are defending him. That's the thing.
No, I believe there's a lot of people that are not. Do you know what I mean? But like, that's the thing. It's that's why I feel responsible to do this now, because you know, you get the magics and the whatnot. Like, talk to me, talk to me. I don't care how long you've known him.
That's the thing.
Ask me a question.
You that come and grow with him at your foot, or you at his
Right.
foot. You know what I mean?
Right.
There is no greater validation than that. At the end of the day,
His children. Talk to them. Ask them a
talk to his
question.
children. So everyone's lying on him. He's probably going to say that.
Because if you've known him that long, you should be a part of his children's life. You should be somebody who, you know what I mean? And there are, I'm not going to say that there's not. There's people that don't deal with him, that did grow up with him, because that, you know what I mean? It comes a point where you can't watch that. Do you know what I mean? We grew up, obviously, there's childhood friends and whatnot that I'm still all right with, you know what I mean, now, but they can't deal with that. You're a big person now. You're a big person in your teens and whatnot. People might. It's not funny. It's not. There's nothing. It's not entertaining. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Sick and twisted. And you know, there are some wicked family members that all turn against another family member, and they become the victim and the scapegoat. But that's weeded out very quickly. We've had that before, where you know, a family seems to all be against a certain guy, but invariably, if they're lying, whoever else he's got in his life will jump on and debunk what they're saying, because actually he's a nice guy, you know. But this isn't the case here. You've got his children, you've got his sister, you've got well of other people saying all the same thing. I don't see how anybody can defend this man any further. I really don't.
People might remain quiet, but outside of his baby moms, who's going to stand up next to him and say, you can't defend it? You can't.
The baby mothers that have been beaten with dumbbells that he's done prison time for
that's
beating
what
them
I said. For them, like I said, they're victims. They are victims, and that's not to say, like whenever he said that, they ain't accountable as well, because you know the kids have suffered. But at the end of the day, it's years and years and years of manipulation, and I pity them, because they don't realize, they don't seem to realize, and it's become a game for them. It's part of their lives now.
Yeah.
What would they do without this? What would they do without it now?
He might end up having something for them. You know, he's going to be this guy that makes it or something. You know, look, I'm not one to really tamper with social services, especially after the cases that we've been dealing with last year. If you know the channel, you know what I mean. But this sounds like something that they need to intervene and safeguard that young boy and ensure that he does stand and go to court against his father, because both of his parents are harming him.
No, he's over the age now, so that's the problem.
Oh, he's over. Yeah, he's over
18. He's over 18. So but
well,
there are historical things. There are historical things, but like I said, I don't feel like he hasn't got the support. He's got the support from us, but because he's seen this so many times, I don't think he feels as if he's gonna get an outcome. So he's a bit.
That is so sad.
Yeah, like Kay says, he's got Stockholm syndrome as well, because it's all of his life. This is what he's seen. Those are his parents. So, and even with, like to say, my mom or whatnot, he's never seen, you know what I mean, that there's any consequences. So I can
And the
only imagine,
woman,
really how alone he feels in the situation.
that is, that is, I can't even imagine. I really, really can't imagine how that young man feels in that
He's
situation.
been called a snitch and stuff
Imagine.
like that. Do you know what I mean? He's been called a snitch, snitching on you, guys.
What?
Right? So
your father is allowed to
young.
chop you in your face with a machete, and you can't say anything. Well, I'm not saying it's a machete actually, but it looks like a machete to me. It looks like something of that nature. I'm sorry, but it does. Somebody said a gun butt. It's possible.
It's possible.
And actually worse on some levels. What are you doing with a gun on your child? What the hell? No, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. I don't care how we want to normalize it as a community. It is unacceptable. Why can't he snitch on his dad? The bottom line is that we should have mechanisms within our community where he could go to those people and those people deal with his father.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I think that's what Kay was trying to say. Like, the no snitching thing should have been, well, we are going to deal with this ourselves. We ain't having it. We're not going to have it around us.
Yeah.
But in my lifetime, that's not what I've seen. I mean, it's a cop-out thing. There's certain things that ain't acceptable. Raping and drugging women and beating children. And we're going to stand next to you and say, defend you.
Well, do you know what? I mean, look, if you're drugging women, this is what I'm saying. If you're drugging women to turn them up, whatever that means, yeah, you're going to have sex with them. How do those women know that it's just you having sex with them, or you've not done things that they wouldn't have consented to? That's, I mean, the mind boggles. Why would you do that? And why would you do that to your own woman? Who's not going to deny you sex?
Well, this is the thing. It doesn't make any sense anyway. All this polygamousness and all that. It's nastiness. I'm sorry, but that's what it is, because they all know they sleep with everybody anyway. So if you want to consent to that, but like I said, I have to pity the situation because it's off. Then they're not right. It's not okay.
He said that, didn't he, when he was speaking to me, that I live different. I live in a polygamous relationship.
He does. He's different. And
okay, all right. So it's self-confessed.
The baby mother was sat next to him while he said that. So
yeah, exactly. So we know what it is, but this is not just about polygamy. Look, in principle, I believe that we come from a polygamous society in ancient Africa and whatever. I believe that it probably works better.
But you've also got to be able to afford those wives and those children and look after them and take care of them and protect them and provide for them. That's not the case.
Right.
This ain't it. This is not.
That's where if you misapply it in this society, it can create big destruction. It can destroy lives, as we've seen, and that what he's got then is not really polygamous. It's just a destructive little cabal that protects him and his atrocities. That's what he's built there. It's not a true polygamous society. And where are they going with this? I've heard a few brothers with this. Some of them call themselves Hebrew Israelites or whatever, just so that they can legitimize their behavior. That's what they do. So it would appeal to somebody like him, wouldn't it? That kind of liberty.
Like you said, in ancient civilizations, even in biblical times and things like that, but there are structure and there are, you're supposed to, and it's not something that but I'm just saying, if that's the case, if that's the argument for it, this ain't it. This is not that. This is nastiness.
That's what it is. Exactly. It's a bag of nastiness with you controlling these vulnerable women who've convinced themselves that, the only way in life is to defend you, even against their own children. My goodness gracious me. Doesn't look like anyone else is going to jump on, sis. We're going to wrap up. We're going up to nearly 3.5 hours now.
Okay.
We're going to wrap it up. Let's hope there isn't more cause to do a second live on this. I doubt it. Where are you, Dylan Duffus? I think you're a coward. That's my assessment, but I'll talk about him in a minute. Sis, Delia, it's been a pleasure having you on, my sister. I want to thank you for your bravery, for your courage, for your truth. Okay. Kay, same for you. And I know everybody else in the background that's been listening quietly, same for you too. And we'll talk again soon. I'll definitely be catching you guys up tomorrow or in the week, okay?
Keep doing what you do, because, more of it's needed. That's, keep doing what you do.
Sorry, there's somebody called Reese that wants to speak. I've just seen... Okay, let's just hang on. I think we might have one more person coming on. Reese, I'm putting the link back out if you want to come on. I think they might have something significant to say. That's what it looks like. Jump on, copy and paste the link into your browser, and that should bring you into the live. It's not a clickable link, I don't think. I'm going to put it up on the screen as well, in case you need to tap it out, in case you can't copy and paste. Let's just hang fire and see if they can jump on. Just about to wrap up. This does sometimes happen. You've been going a long time. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see on the Instagram page in the morning. It's going to be a lot less comments and a lot less defense. I just got to laugh. I'm not laughing because it's funny and I'm not making light of the situation or any of the testimonies that's been given. I'm laughing because it's just almost like these people read from the same script. Time and time and time again, we see the same type of energy. You know, what's happened with this story, Delia, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The same kind of energy. All these people defend. They think it's a joke business that we're going to come on and just chat people and we've got no real backative. And then they see the evidence and they can't say anything. It's mad.
I can't. It's for me. It's such a shame because it's like I can't take my community seriously from watching the community back him and rally around him, knowing what they know. I feel, you know what I mean. And my children, I can't say yeah because at the end of the day, this is what it really is, you know. So it's like it's a shame, man. It really is.
The other person I want to talk about being disappointed in is Lady Leisha of Birmingham, this young rapper girl person. She is in some kind of collaboration with him over this camo vodka drink. We tagged her. I've been told by one of your family members that they also contacted her and they've heard nothing from her.
It doesn't surprise me.
What are you saying, sis? Lady Lisha? How do I say it?
It doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me.
I'm disgusted with these people. I really, really am. You're a woman as well.
Yeah.
She don't know it, but one of my daughters, who's the middle daughter who does music, when she was 16, she's now 23. Lady Lesha put out a kind of initiative in the community called Girls and Grime, and my daughter was on that, and she really looked up to you. But you're a wrong un if you're not standing up for this Lady Lesha. Is that how you say it, Roshan 7? Lady Lesha. Actually, I didn't know.
For me, there's no doubt to me that even if they don't know the ins and outs and details and, you know what I mean, situations that have happened, being around him, there's no way that you don't recognize there's something that's not right. That's his general behavior. So, you know,
if you're around him long enough, you're going to know.
Yeah.
Someone said she beat up her girlfriend recently. We're talking about Lady Lesha. I didn't know she was. She had girlfriends. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think for me, it's.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is crazy, but I think obviously she actually does have things tied up with him, which is no excuse. But it's the people that have nothing to do with him, apart from being able to claim they're from the same city or from a similar black background, despite not even knowing his background and stuff like that. That really does it for me. Like, I've seen men in the comments, men that were like my father's friends and even his friends that I looked up to as a child, trying to defend this man. And it's like, as a child, I looked up to these men as grown adult people that I'd be able to continue to look up to. But when I look at them now, there's no progression mentally, physically, emotionally, no progression. And they're just becoming like, I don't know, everything that I thought that they weren't. Like, just, yeah. And I just feel like, I don't know. It's utterly disappointing, really. It's like, these are men that I actually thought were upstanding citizens and stuff, and they're becoming Dylans. And yeah, it's sad. It's just sad, but it's
that's what we've got to look forward to in terms of defending the future generations. It's all of that.
It's a lack of a sense of identity and a lack of a sense of belonging, a lack of a sense of status. All of that is attained through you doing what you need to do for yourself and doing what's right, not by following people and being up people's bum.
And that's why we exist. I don't think Reese is coming on. As I said before, guys, we are going to do the His Time Is Up March. Not you guys, the audience. We're going to do the His Time Is Up March this year. But to be honest, oh, God, this guy. Sorry, I just seen the private chats. Magic went into the private chats while he was on. Stop calling my name, like calling man's name, innit? Get lost. I'm sorry, I just got to make a duffus out of these people, if you pardon the pun. Yeah, pardon the pun.
It's my name as well.
I know. Unbelievable people. Guys, subscribe, hit the like button, hit that like button, you know. Don't let me sit here for 3.5 hours and you guys ain't hitting the like button. So please, please, please do that right now. In the description, we've got GoFundMe back up. We've got Cash App back up, which I've totally forgotten to mention throughout the whole thing. I know that mods were probably doing their work and doing that. We need to raise money for the march this year. It's as simple as that. We don't back our own, you know. We do when it matters sometimes. You know, we were able to raise £5,000 to bury sister. Let's do it again. Let's start donating. Hit that Cash App, people. If you haven't got Cash App, hit the GoFundMe. If you haven't got GoFundMe, get PayPal. I've put it all in there. We need to raise some money. We always kind of just about make enough every year that I still have to put some of my own money on top. I've got a little one to look after. Even though you guys know I've got older kids, I still have baby Afua. She's 12. And I can't always be putting in my own pocket for us. So I would if I could. I wish I was a millionaire. I'd just be doing it all. I wouldn't even ask you guys for nothing. For them to say that I'm trying to take money from people and squander whatever, like I'm some kind of faith preacher. No, we need to put things on for ourselves that cost money. We need to fund it. And therefore we do that as a community. Just like when our grandparents used to throw a partner. That's what we do. Okay? Everybody sees where it goes because we put that event on every year and it costs money. And so does security cost money because we have to keep ourselves safe. So that's what that is. For anyone that wants to try, get up in the comments and say nothing. So we will have that march if we raise enough in the next few weeks, next couple of weeks. That's what's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to go forward straight and do it if we haven't raised enough. So please hit it. Why have we got 4s and 3s up? Why have we got 4s and 3s up, mods? We got 4s and 3s up. I don't know. I don't understand why. Sis, bless you, sis. I don't think Reese is coming on. They're on a joke thing. So I'm going to bid you guys good night, okay?
Yeah, you too.
And I'll speak to you real soon. Blessed love, Kay.
Right.
Thanks a lot, and you too.
Blessed love, sis.
Take care.
What lovely, lovely, lovely people. What lovely people, honestly. Such lovely people. I can't get over how lovely they are. And this demon, do you still want me to call you back, Dylan? After I've watched one mile or 1 day or whatever it's called, 1 mile away, do you still want me to call you back? Because I believe that you're a liar. Okay, first of all, you lied blatantly on that conversation with me when you were supposed to be a nice guy, according to you. You beat your children relentlessly, way past anything you were trying to say or those men were trying to say in your documentary. You're a charlatan, you're fake, and you come on a documentary like that, misleading your people, your very own people, misleading them and making them think that you think that corporal punishment shouldn't be taken too far. You're a waste man, you're a charlatan, you're a liar, and you're an abuser. That's what you are, Dylan Duffus. And I'd love for you to contact me again and ring off my phone, the way that you were ringing off my Instagram on these couple of occasions. I'm not sure why you called me yesterday. I think it was to find out if I'd watched your documentary. Well, I have now, and my opinion of you remains the same, because you seem to think that watching this documentary would sway me in some way. But as you can see, we've been doing a lot of talking to a lot of people. Yes, we have shown our evidence, and I believe that we've shown it very well. Papa one, if you guys are convinced from the evidence that we've shown that this man does drug women against their will, and he does beat women up. It was Magic's assumption that he was doing it in the same breath. I never said that. Papa one in the comments for me, people. I want to see what public opinion is saying tonight. Put up a 2 if you're not convinced. Put up a 1 if you are. Let's see what this poll says. It's coming up. I think my computer's running a little bit slow. Oh, here they come. Well, I haven't seen any 2s yet. Maybe, I know Magic might offer one. Okay. All right. It's almost unanimous. Let's give it another 30 seconds. A 1 if you're convinced from the evidence presented that he does drug women against their will and beat women up. And a 2 if you're not convinced. Someone said, is this cool? Well, clearly it's not. I don't know what a 3 means. Is a 3 undecided? Actually, let's have that. A 3 is undecided. Oh, blessed love family. It's so good to be back with you guys. Next week, we're going to be hearing from... next minute, we're getting a 2 and a 1. That don't make sense. Next minute, we're going to be hearing from Denise, the mother, hopefully her partner as well, because we want to catch you guys up with that story and the progress of those children since they've been back home and what's been going on. Don't worry. You guys make sure you get hold of Femi, the production company, Penny Woolcock, the Legacy Awards in Birmingham. Just look it all up and make sure you guys express what it is that you've heard tonight and what you think. Yeah? I don't often tell you guys to go for people, but this one needs to be gone for. And we'll be doing that as a team anyway, making sure that the right emails are sent to the right people. And as I said, if we're not heard, just like with Tim Westwood, we will be outside the venue when these things are happening so that we can formulate some kind of response, because we're not having it anymore. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. Birmingham, what are you saying? What are you going to do as a community? Are you going to respond to this guy? Yeah? Respond to him. Don't allow him to terrorize your women. You know, as far as I know, Birmingham girls are lovely. I used to live up there for about 3 months in the 80s when I was touring with a play. I lived just off of Lozells Road. I used to go to the Black Cat Cafe to buy ganja, get my draw from there. Yeah, I remember it very well. And I remember the girls being so lovely and friendly and me thinking to myself, oh, they're much nicer than London girls. You know, they'll come in and go, oh, you look really nice and pretty and all of this. And let's go, oh, you look lovely. I loved it. So what's happened to you guys, man? When did it get like this? Gang banging and terrorizing the sisters. Like, it can't work, man. It can't work. You know, Manchester, Birmingham, these places are close to my heart. I've got fond memories of these places in my youth. I used to whiz up and down the motorway raving and doing whatever. When did it get like this, man? Brothers and sisters, it's good to be back. We will be back again next week, as you well and know. And yeah, we're developing. Oh, I forgot to mention, I've got this up because there's the merch coming out. We've got the merch. Please get your orders in. It's going to be going forward. Let me know who wants what. You know, we've got red and we're going to have black and we've got white. So let me know if we're going forward with the march, then yeah, that's going to be another way to raise revenue for that. We're always very, very transparent on this channel. And I did also forget to mention that we are going out for the first time live on Facebook. We've been live on Facebook all night. So for those of you that didn't know, that's another development. So a slightly new look, out on another platform. Each time we go live, it's not just going to be YouTube, it's also going to be on Facebook as well. And that's been happening. Hit the super chat for those of you that are a little bit more tech savvy and know what's going on. Blessed love. You can also hit the super chat if you want to donate. If you like what you see and you want this channel to progress, you want it to keep going, you want the campaign to keep going, which is real life and happens on the ground, then donate, my brothers and sisters. And other than that, I will see you guys next week. And as I say, you know, we are back and we are back stronger and better. And there is going to definitely be extensions of what we do coming out on the ground and making sure. Leonie, please DM me if you have evidence of that. I need to find out what's going on there. You know, it would break my heart if it's true, but I would need evidence of that before I start going in on that, to be fair. Blessed love, blessed love. Thank you, Sharmina Char. Get a super sticker. Hit the membership button. Oh, members, I've neglected you, man. Do you know what? I don't even know what to say to you anymore. I really, really don't. I think I just need to flow and be organic, because there's stuff I want to upload sometimes, and I think, oh, do they really want to see that? Do they want to see me and baby Afua running around? Or what do they actually want to see? Do they want me talking about African crypto? Or what do you want to see? So please message me under this live, all your members, and tell me what you want to see. Or message me in the members lounge. I think you can do that. I think you can. And tell me what kind of stuff you want me to put up, because I'm ready. I'm ready to give you your exclusive content. Do you want kind of little previews of what's going to be happening on the lives? What is it that you want from me? I will be giving that to you, because I'm a bit kind of at a loss. I'm going to be honest. I tried to turn my hand to it when I was on the break, because I do like to keep my promises. And then I was thinking, what do I put? Someone suggested, I was talking earlier on, that I should do a content creators course, because then I could learn how to work all the little gadgets and whatever, and do videos and clip them myself and not rely on people. And I reckon that's a good idea, actually, at this stage in the game. Someone's asking about Derek Morgan, actually. Yes, I really forgot to mention that before we go. Look in the description, guys. There are the links for the donations. Please keep donating. We need to have this march this year. I want to have it in honor of Sister Lorraine. And we need to fundraise for that. I've come back on late. Normally we'd be fundraising all year, wouldn't we? But with the break and everything, we have to double our efforts. Where is this guy? I had him. Dotty Derek Morgan. I thought I uploaded a picture of him. Queen Ifrica's abuser. This nasty man. I don't know what's going on with that. What I do know is that we stand in full support with Queen Ifrica. I'm trying to get an interview with her at the moment. It's kind of looking like it might happen. So you may well see her on here if she graces us with her presence. You know, little old us, we would be honoured to have that sister on and give us some words of encouragement. So yes, my brothers and sisters, Dylan, your time's up. Everybody knows that you now, that you are a liar, a cheat, and a charlatan, that you're an abuser, that you erode your community, that you abuse your children, and you are not an activist in the community that is bettering Black people. You are definitely not that. Blessed love, people. I'm going to see you guys next week. Shut up, Granny. I don't know who that is. Is that me? I love it. I'm a gran. I love it. I don't think that's that person is aiming that at me, though. It's funny. Sometimes you come away from the comments and then you go back in and you think, oh, what's that? People, next week, 9 p.m, right here on YouTube, Afua Speaks, community conversation, new topic, new focus, new perpetrator, new testimony from victims, okay? We're also going to revisit, actually, before I forget, the story of the pensioner in Jamaica whose children robbed her of her life savings. We're going to get the update on what's been going on with that. There's a lot been going on with that, believe me. So we're going to get the update of that as well next week, and I will see you lot there. Okay, blessed love, my people. Blessed love, blessed love, blessed love. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.